he's not been around that long, and he's only 21 years old.
Yeah, so that scares me a little bit, gents, because you kind of go, wow, he's still only 21, and yet he's won all of these majors and massive tournaments all around the world. How is that possible?
A lot of these players, you start to think of them as veterans of the scene. No one, like Resolution, these guys are 21, 22. I'm like, well, they've been around for like 4 or 5 years now. Aren't they like in their mid-20s at least? No, they're still kicking ass at early 20s.
Yeah, this is one of the older generation. It was Roger on the screen, who's 26, the ripe old age of 26. But I mean, when you think about it, everyone thinks about Virtus.pro now, and you think of Roger, and you think of the plays that he's had over this last 12 months, in particular with Virtus.pro and the winning. I mean, literally, he joined them in Katowice. Again, feels like he's been with the team forever.
Yeah, I mean, that also goes into like how far they go into every tournament and how many tournaments they've been playing. And as you said, like he's been making plays almost every tournament as well. So like that would just, that just puts him on the radar. Yeah,
it just feels like he's a natural fit for the team. Like he's just such a perfect player for the team, and he's been playing insanely in position 4. He played for Navi, and VP just realized, hey, we want him, so we took him, and it's a perfect fit for him.
It seems not just on a skill level, but also on a personal level. He seems to fit into the team really well. They've had a lot of fun, a lot of joking around. This man, as we've already pointed out, a pivotal part of Virtus.pro's success over the last 12 months in particular. Did you know as well, by the way, if they win here, they'll have won another major in 2018. That will be 4 this year.
That is impressive. That's pretty insane. No, because I think they kind of got their hunger back after TI too. Because, like as you said, Roger has been playing amazing, but at TI, like I don't know, like his heroes kind of got nerfed out, and he didn't really get the chance to show off as much.
And I mean, the whole team was disappointing, to be fair. I don't want to be brutal to them, but they were, on their level, what we were expecting from them, they were all disappointing at TI.
They kind of changed their identity, because that was when Roger started supporting the safe lane and Solo was playing these off-lane supports. Like, it was still like Solo's playing 5, but they just mixed their whole recipe for success up, and it just kind of led them down this wrong direction.
Yeah,
they're back.
But, winning 3 or 4 majors, they haven't won a TI, so who cares about this team, honestly. Win at TI before you talk. That's how it works.
I would think that the crowd were cheering for you there, Henrik, rather than mid one being on the screen. But I'm going to go with mid one. No need to nerf mid one. Not at this point.
Yeah, but say if you're in the crowd, you want mid one at peak performance right now. I'm so happy for him getting to see him play in front of a home crowd.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Matt, his manager, was talking about it too. Like, it means so much to him. He's so excited. He wants to bring it home. The whole team do. They want to win it for mid-run. Like, they want to see him hold that trophy at the end of the day for the home crowd. So really, really big support here.
Right, we are into draft number 1. The big questions will be around the carries. And we haven't seen any of the big carries banned so far. We're only going to lose 1 potentially here.
We've seen Necro and Shadow Demon and Silencer.
It feels like the big one is Arc Warden here.
Yeah, Arc Warden, TD.
So I'm actually curious what VP are banning for right now.
Because there's a Centaur, which has proven to be like, or it hasn't proven, but it is one of the good heroes against Arc Warden.
Good opening pick, isn't it?
No, it looks like they're banning for an Axe right now.
Yeah, you probably ban Axe, so the enemy can take Arc Warden, you take Centaur.
You got to imagine Secret's going to be first 2 picking either Arc Warden or Nisha's Morphling.
Yep.
It's VP first picking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Virtus.pro have left all of them in the pool. I think that's interesting, isn't
it? They'll probably take Centaur then.
I think they want that Centaur Axe type hero, and then they can respond to the carry with their second pick before going into that ban stage.
Puppy not coming prepared here. He's not sure what to ban.
I mean, I wouldn't expect these bans. That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay, Arc Warden ban. That would suggest that Secret don't think that you can beat it.
Well, I think it also suggests they don't want to pick it and then get counter-picked by VP, because it's a lot more dangerous to second pick your carry when you have first pick, because you instantly get to ban the counters out. And Secret, I guess with PL in the pool, with a Centaur in the pool, are thinking, hey, if they get Centaur first and PL second and we pick Arc Warden, this Arc Warden's counter.
5 seconds remaining.
So Centaur, Axe both in the pool. I imagine those 2 heroes will be split between the teams. Oh, but
oh my God, I missed that.
So we've basically been saying this all week. In fact, for about 2 weeks now. if it doesn't get banned, every team picks it first.
It's pretty crazy, honestly, because this hero got massively nerfed. It's been nerfed for like the past few years, and recently got this massive nerf with the ultimate, and still it's so strong.
Does it mean as well that Secret now know that Virtus.pro pick up the gyro?
I mean, that's the common.
That's been the common.
The common thing here is you pick up a morphling, so like they don't want to
gyro. Send or axe morphling here.
Okay. So it is morph.
And I think they should use centaur. I'm pretty sure.
You rate the centaur over the axe. Axe maybe against the Ire gyro could be a little bit better, but
similar, isn't it, in terms of flex?
Saying different, yeah.
And Virtus.pro predicted that, so they bring out the PL.
Right. No, because the thing here is now like you're really not picking for the Wisp yet. So like eventually you're gonna have to make a lineup that works with the Wisp. And you just want one of these carries, right? But like Wisp PL, that's not really a thing right there.
No, and so what it does is it means that Secret now have to choose if they ban the gyro second phase.
I don't think you need to do that. You got morphling, so I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why VP aren't first doing gyros, because this morphlings come up.
So what do they pair that IO with? Do we go back for a classic tiny?
Well, it doesn't really work that well anymore because you don't have an axe to give him. Like you really want to give away an axe with Wisp, and you know you don't really need the perfect hero. You can just pick a pistol if you want. Just run over heroes.
Yeah, it seems like Team Secret are banning. They're banning out mids that counter morph. Else I wouldn't see what they would ban OD. Or they scrimmed VP or someone who like played.
Yeah, we've seen like what 2 ODs this tournament, I think. There was a winning one yesterday. There was one in the group stage by TNC that lost in a close game.
Very situational, isn't it?
No, because VP still have a lot. Like they have a lot to do to make the Wisp lineup look good. Like preferably you want this core that picks up the axe. Right now we have a PL, so you kind of have to ignore that. So you have to figure out what it should lane with, like so it does something. Then you need a stun so you can pick off.
What are you talking about? You've got the PL axe, the multi-spirit lance.
Yeah, it's really good.
Actually, you're right. No, you're right. No, it's not bad. It's actually
Pi
not
backs
bad.
me up. Bulldog gives me the sarcastic.
No, I'm convinced.
We've split the panel decisively.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think. Yeah, Peanut does have an axe. I just haven't seen it in like 2 years or something.
It used to be like slightly popular. Some people picked it up like a year ago, a little bit here and there, but people opted out from it. And right now, like the Lina pick has always been super good in Morphling, so I don't know if they're considering banning it. Yeah. It's also kind of good to tether. Like you just tether Lina, keep her more alive in the fights, get the Axe ult.
Shaman back.
Both Axe and Centaur are still in the pool. So I would assume they would want one of those.
Yeah, VP definitely want one of those. Or some kind of initiator. He has no friends.
You might struggle this weekend.
I'll play with you.
There you go, Bulldog will play with you. Sign up now.
Right. 5 seconds remaining.
No, this is the first Wisp that's been let through, at least in the main event.
Yeah, we had 5 during the group stage. It won 3.
Yeah.
This is the puppy here now, right? I mean,
they
some
banned
Ogre or
the
Bane
Brew,
or something, I don't know.
and they banned the Phoenix.
Okay.
Look at the center.
Okay. The Bane was banned round 1 as well.
Yeah.
Silence is also banned. There's not many, only 5 left in the current meta, isn't there?
Yeah, Solo's here pool. Where do we go? Maybe we even see like the Disruptor brought back, because IO doesn't give you catch, and you need that kind of catch initiation when you pick an IO. Normally, like your support pairing, you have to think very carefully about.
We can just pick Axe as well. With the Wisp in the offlane, you can just destroy anyone.
Yeah.
Every time I see the Disruptor pick, though, it brings back nightmares of Naga Disruptor from earlier in the year.
I'm surprised people aren't picking more of it against these Centaur drafts. They'll get the Axe for now.
Now you got the Axe on Axe. Super good. You ult someone and something happens. I don't really know anymore. I've never seen it in action.
What does it do?
It's some battle.
Does it do anything?
Okay.
Okay, so Witch Doctor. That's
the classic counter to Wisp.
It's a slightly further out of the meta, but it's not that far away, is it? It was super popular at TI.
Secret have picked a lot of stunts. That's the thing. Like all of their heroes have like incredibly long stunts. They also have AoE stunts. So this
I've seen teams approach this differently with Virtus.pro in particular. Some deny them vision. Some want to give plenty of vision to know what they're doing on the map. Right? I've seen teams do that. I've also seen teams go for super stuns to stop them doing the things they want to do on the map. So it's very interesting, isn't it, how teams approach Virtus.pro. They've got a specific plan for them, not necessarily specific heroes. There's the Lina that you were talking about.
That's almost certainly going to be no one's hero mid. Gives them a Morphling counter. Kind of an Axe hero. I mean, Lina Axe is fantastic, so someone that the IO can tether as well.
Yeah, she's also like really squishy, so having the Wisp tether, heal her up, and make her take reduced damage is pretty good.
I mean, right now I'm a little worried for the lineup though, like especially if they don't do well in lanes. Like Wisp, PL, Lina are so squishy, and they're like the way they can initiate with Secret. It looks a little spooky.
But it is VP though, like they're the bosses of laning though.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just feel they need some type of team fight to close this out. Or I guess the Axe can be this tanky guy, and like the PL and Lina will just run around.
Do you guys think we'll see the support Axe or the offline Axe?
It's more likely to be support right now, isn't it? I mean, are they going to pick a 5th pick support?
Oh, you can. Like when you've got this double pick, it's the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Secret at least expected to be offline. Banning up the Dazzle, the last
Hulk
solo
champ.
hero.
There's still a Winter Wyvern still in the pool as far as supports go. The Disruptor, if you really want to get creative.
Well, what could they run dual offlane with the Wisp if they wanted something else?
10 seconds remaining.
That's what I'm thinking about.
I don't know. I feel like they still need some tanky hero.
Right?
Like maybe it's just some Ogre or Undying or something.
Yeah, Dying is rough though. We got this Morphling, this takes your tomb. You got away with Center ult. Want something else.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Okay.
Zeus.
That's
Zeus bad.
something mid one plays from time to time. Secret liked this hero a lot.
Sure.
Good at hunting the IO, bursting him down.
They also have the Monkey King.
They didn't ban the... That was a girl holding that sign, right?
You don't know, it was some Pepe face in the way. Couldn't see.
2018 Bulldog, could be either.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, the TA is still in the pool as well. If you want to counter that with Lina, it's like a classic we've seen a lot of times.
No, Secret can kind of, like their lineup looks so nice. So I think they can just go for a matchup counter here. Like if they feel comfortable with the lanes. I think VP have like, they have a lot to think about here. Because they're probably mentioning the Disruptor, as you said. But at the same time, they're just looking at their lineup like,
What do we?
I don't know.
What works? Like you put Axe as a support, then you can pick up something to pair with the IO that gives you another tanky frontliner, but then you've got an Axe IO support, which doesn't sound amazing.
Yep.
It feels like you're just giving Secret a great laning stage if you take that approach.
Is that the problem with picking the Wisp first? Is that it kind of means you're a bit more... You've got to go a certain direction with the draft rather than playing the meta?
To get the most out of the Wisp, certainly. I think VP's trying to not go all in and like, yeah, we've got to get this IO partner, but and they're trying to keep it more balanced, but as a result, their draft has kind of been left in this weird place where they've got an IO without a great partner for the IO.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the nicest thing when you have a Wisp is just picking this Wisp and then picking a teamfight core, like Medusa, Luna, Jara. Like that makes it way easier to draft. When you add up with this PL, everything starts getting a little strange. Because you start off like, yeah, you can go any lane, and then you don't really, don't have any team fight, and you don't really know what the next step is. Let's see here what the...
8 seconds. Solo. Lil. I remember. Tiny.
Right.
Tiny.
Oh, look. IO Tiny.
The classic one. Sadly enough, they removed the Axe, though.
Yeah.
So most likely Axe support now with
Solo Axe, I imagine.
Pasha Tiny.
So, there is a Weaver, there is a Mirana still. There's also a Monkey King.
I just feel like TA is still pretty good here. It's not that good late game, but you have Morphling and Earthshaker for late, so...
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing it's not... I like it versus everything about the PL here. Other than that, they could... What could they do?
What does mid one play? Like, he loves Monkey King, but you don't want to lane that against Lina.
No, probably not.
You can't put Morphling mid either against Lina. They kind of get trashed.
You could Invoker. It's not too bad.
Invoker, yeah. He plays a Tinker. Like, that's not terrible against the PL as well. I think having mid one in this game has already meant the crowd's gone crazy. We're getting Invoker as well. Now we get a Monkey King. What do you know?
Okay.
They got to do the morph is going to go mid, right? Yeah. I think you can't do monkey mid, but
that's pretty scary though. From what I know, Lina just trashes on the Morphling.
I've heard different. Like, it's like the Lina can die a lot, but you can also end up in this situation where the Morphlings are sitting in this tower trying to regen up.
morph is going to have support. It's going to be like a morph Witch Doctor mid or something, I feel. Or
or this Shaker's like gonna start rotating kind of early. Like he'll just block for Psy and then he'll start moving.
So Pasha on the Tiny.
Yep.
Right. Very interesting draft. Very interesting.
It's interesting.
Gods, let's start with you. Yeah. Thoughts and predictions.
I mean, I think from the get-go, the Morphling pick, stopping the VP Io Gyra made this tricky for them, and I think this Monkey, as much as it forces their lanes a different direction, is going to be a good pick to round out their draft, so I'm going to go with Team Secret in game 1.
Okay.
No. Every time I've seen Secret have the like better stable late game draft, even though their lanes I've seen their lanes go like all so bad, and they still always come back. So I have to go with Secret. Like I have to go with my instincts that eventually they always pull it out, and if they have the better lineup, they're just gonna win.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with VP. I think people are underestimating the Wisp, thinking it only goes with one hero. Like you can still play it with Lina and so on. It's super strong. So and I think the Lina mid will destroy this game.
Okay. 2 for Secret and 1 for Virtus.pro. As we head to our commentary team, ladies and gentlemen, for game 1 of the upper bracket final.
Secret versus VP starts now. I'm joined by the beautiful Trent Pax, and I am excited for this draft. Trent, how you feeling coming into this one?
Can't wait to get into it. I mean, ESL, Hamburg, Secret were pushed to the brink. They had to take 2 quick wins in the end there. But since that, they're on a 10-game winning streak at the moment. Not slowed down here at all in Malaysia. Are Virtus.pro finally the team to do it?
We will see. Will the Witch Doctor be able to pull it out? You were skeptical about the pick.
I really was.
I've got all the confidence. I think Secret's going to make this one work,
I can't believe you sniped that one. Of all the heroes.
Sometimes better lucky than good, I suppose, right?
You're still a believer. But the lanes, they're setting up here. And lots of flexibility near the end of that one for Virtus.pro. Not sure exactly who's going to be on what. You know, you kind of lock yourself to Roger being on the IO. Not really something we're expecting out of solo. But after that, it was pretty flexible.
Yep.
And this is what we've wound up here. He's solo on an axe. Going to be playing very aggressively here with 2 mangoes and a stout. And the home crowd favors mid one.
Yes, indeed. The crowd has been electric here all day, and especially when mid one's beautiful face makes it onto the camera. Pasha was the one to end up picking up the Tiny. And I'm excited to see how this one's going to work as we finally resume the game and get into the action.
Yeah, definite questions as to who will be laning where. At the moment, it's Nisha who's taking up the helm in the mid lane on this Morphling and going to be up against the Lina. I mean, this is one of Nisha's absolute top heroes, no question. One of the ones he's performed the best on so far with his stint on Team Secret.
As the panel mentioned, not the easiest matchup, though, for the Morphling, and we'll see how he handles it. It looks like it will be at least a 1v1 to get things started up top. Ramsey's on that PL up against the Zai Centaur. With most of these heroes centered around the bottom lane, though we'll see. And look at that beautiful observer we got. It's
high in the bushes. He's become such a diva since then. Times were so much simpler.
Yeah, absolutely. Moments away here from the initial bounty spawn. We'll see VP make the invasion, and a little skirmish will break out. Some pokes back and forth, but Secret do repel. Able to pick up the bounties, and they will be secured 2 apiece and even spread.
Puppy strats on that one. Takes the heal level 1 there. Not the most common build on your Witch Doctor, but it's certainly one of the better ones for securing a lane that you're not very confident in, and this is a really bruising lane here of the Axe and Tiny.
That's one of the great things about Witch Doctor Trent, the versatility. He's got heals, he's got stuns, and that Maledict helps just secure those kills. A great spell to have against the Phantom Lancer as the game continues.
That's true. You know, maybe you can mark him down if there's a great initiation from the Centaur, somebody get a Maledict down, but I don't know. I worry a little bit of old Puppy, but see if he can prove me wrong here, but Mid lane to start, at least Nisha definitely having a damage advantage. Just a wee one there on the Morphling, but has to be cautious as these levels stack up to the big burst potential there from no one.
Yeah, exactly. Morphling always wants to sit on that low HP pool, so it's easier to last hit, but becomes risky business against Lina, especially level 4, level 5. Those are the moments you'll want to look out for where there's kill potential, especially if rotations come on the way.
Well, speaking of rotations, though, YapzOr, he's just grabbed himself the creep wave. Yep. Pulling it around there as Zai plays aggressively into the face of Ramses and Roger.
Will be a successful creep pull, and Roger, he's just hanging out. He's tethered up, and he's going to linger nearby. Yeah, this is one really irritating part about the IO, though, is when you try and do these little creep pulls, you can just keep that bonus move speed, keep harassing you the whole time, and still get some of that XP. So not a total deny coming out of this pull. More damage being exchanged bound bottom. Seems like this Voodoo Restoration from Puppey is already paying some dividends. Yeah, like you were mentioning, it's a pretty scary lane. Tiny Axe have a lot of kill potential between the two of them. It's
kind of interesting, though, because you don't really think of it as being an aggressive style, but because you have a Monkey King and all that healing allows them to just constantly like stack up those Jingu stacks, then it kind of works out in the last mid one to be more aggressive than you usually expect.
It's true. Mid
securing a range creep, I believe, on that Boundless Strike.
Yeah, actually putting a lot of pressure onto Pasha, going to force him to chew through a couple of those tangos.
Look at the way Roger's still just playing around with both these heroes. So aggressive, but making it work.
And I guess he knows that there's limited ability to punish this. Earthshaker already out of mana, and, well, Zai not going to really have too much else himself. He does have Hoof Stomp available, but Roger keeping an arm's distance for the most part.
No block in the bottom lane means Puppey gets off a pull, but Solo can, of course, try and abuse this, as he does have a Stout Shield.
Arcane Rune picked up by YapzOr, just now hitting level 2 on this Earthshaker. They do go for a play onto Roger, but he is able to tether back. No first blood.
All that aggression paying off.
Immediate tip.
2 levels here in the Dragon Slave. Nisha still knowing his limits, though, on this hero.
Gonna force no one back. Pops the healing salve. YapzOr is ready to make the rotation, but doesn't get there in time. Another Dragon Slave connects.
And then lurking nearby, YapzOr still wants to make some use of this Arcane Rune. Might not result in a kill, but at least a little bit of harass.
Yep, blocks him off. Does take a tower shot. We'll whomp him with a totem. No one connects with an LSA. YapzOr might have made a mistake. No one gets the first blood.
Yeah, a bit too greedy there. The whole creep wave on Nisha. He didn't want to commit any further forward, and now it feels like he's kind of committed to something that wasn't really necessary. Lose some more HP, so bit of a blunder there on that attempted rotation.
Now, it was a relatively even lane before this. Nisha actually ahead in terms of denies, but YapzOr TP's mid. They want vengeance. Nisha wave force forward.
Bottle.
Courier brings it in, and the Courier will keep no one alive. YapzOr still in hot pursuit. Fissure up in 8. He's learned his lesson, though, and he's not going to dive the tower. No one lives.
And at the same time, that Puppey Witch Doctor will get punished.
Missed the setup on that one, but Pasha secures the kill.
Man, the timing there of that Courier could not have been any better for no one. So 2 very fortuitous circumstances happening here as he now heads down bottom trying to secure himself a rune for said bottle, but Puppey is here to deny that.
Yep. Takes an LSA, but no one. Very low on mana. Not going to be able to do much more besides throw a couple of auto attacks. As now Roger joins the party down in this bottom lane. Solo, he's going to bump into Puppey. Drops the battle hunger.
Tether.
Puppey should be just fine here. The Voodoo Restoration helping him out quite a bit. Now mid one coming over, putting some damage into Roger. But Pasha joins the party, connects with an avalanche, tosses him into the neutral. And Roger will be just fine.
Very dangerous there, the 0 armor IO. But all this time, no one was stuck all the way back to the well because he couldn't get a rune. Having that top one secured from YapzOr, he's now just lurking there with the illusion. And that means that despite everything that happened, Nisha is still going to get about a 1 level advantage over no one.
16 denies on this Morphling. That experience just adds up so much in this stage.
Yeah, at this point, too, the eye rotating out of the top lane means that Zai's going to have a great start. Someone who kind of tends to suffer in terms of the way that Secret's been playing lately, just because YapzOr tries to be the secondary 3.5, essentially. But Zai getting a full game this time should lead to a very early Hood and then into the Blink Dagger.
Turning into a proper tri-lane now from Virtus.pro in this bottom lane. Roger seems pretty committed. Definitely looking to put some pressure onto mid one so this Monkey King does not get off to an ideal start. And I think also identifying that Ramses is pretty okay in this top lane to solo against a Centaur.
I feel like we're inevitably going to miss something here on old Nisha.
Mid lane, they're going to go in onto no one. He does have raindrops. That'll help him out. The LSA is off the mark. Blocked out by the Fissure. YapzOr with the body blocks. Gonna be rough to find this kill though. Nisha turns into the Lina. The raindrops actually keeping him alive, and now Solo looking for the counter kill. Battle Hunger's come out. Roger's also made the rotation. YapzOr on the run will make it back up to his high ground, but while we were watching that, Ramses found a solo kill on that Centaur.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise one there. Zai getting caught up in that 1v1. Big bonus for your PL.
No one, still very early into level 5. Not quite a Laguna Blade, so Nisha will be all right despite getting caught.
And they will secure the rune here, so no one going to get himself a regen. Very much needed.
Very nice.
Now on top, level 4 versus level 6, you can kind of see why Zai's running into some problems.
Here comes Solo.
Also coming with the body blocks here.
No Berserker's Call. It's a level 2 Battle Hunger, but the body blocks might be enough. Ramses laying in a lot of damage. They force the TP reaction. Not going to commit for the kill on Zai, and the TP will get canceled.
No, they might not be done quite yet, though. With that tether move speed.
They might be able to find it. The Wisp Ball smacking him in the face. He's trying to get to the shrine, and he makes it.
Oh, it's a
but is it going to be enough
to
keep him alive? It could be a Mirage here, Trent. Headed back up to the high ground. The Battle Hunger slows him down. Rotation's inbound, and VP will let it go.
It still doesn't feel all too great, but at least Zai does survive. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Nisha morphing down to minuscule HP here.
Woo! Woo! A little close for comfort on that one.
No
one.
A chance, you know.
Now level 6 as Pasha gets brought down in the bottom lane. Mid one secures that kill. Action all over the place.
Positioning here, that ward really helping Nisha as no one's trying to play very aggressively around the tree line.
Much needed vision, a very delicate timing for the Morphling. Nisha knows his limits well on this hero, but doesn't take much to get caught by that Laguna Blade. 450 burst damage is no joke.
Man, it feels like Solo left so long ago now too that Pasha having a bit of a rough time there by himself. No one pressuring here with the Laguna Blade. Just anytime there's this big burst as a Morphling, it doesn't feel too great. It just means you can't farm quite as fast.
LSA off the mark. Now maybe the turn. YapzOr with the stun to set things up. Mid one makes the rotation. Roger down low, but they're able to walk away.
And no one even keeping his move speed. He wants to go back up there.
Secret fishing for opportunities here, but not going to come out on top.
With that rotation, though, Pasha has gone for a creep pull, but an Arcane Rune could set things up here for mid one.
Primal Spring falls a little bit short, but there is an Arcane Rune on this Monkey King. Avalanche slows him down, but there's a fissure further slowing down the Tiny. Does make it back to the tower, and mid one won't be able to pursue.
Nice play from Pasha. Take advantage of that situation from the rotation mid. So all the pressure on Anisha is having cascading effects here onto Secret, and it's given a 1K lead now to Virtus.pro. A lot of that because Solo's just been jungling to try and make sure this axe will be relevant without too much creep cutting.
Nisha putting a lot of pressure onto no one. Now the rotation from Roger. This is only a level 3 Wisp, but will give some mana back to the Lina as Nisha gets so low. The Dragon Slave barely connects.
Oh, up top, Zai now on the run here too.
Could be another kill in favor of Ramses. Zai with a great stomp, makes it into the trees. Ramses will dive in and commit for this. Doppelganger forward, he finds the kill. Puppey though, he's made the rotation, does connect with the Maledict, but these illusions doing a lot of work.
And he's got the correct one though. So some danger there for Ramses. Difficult
they drop
to show
the scan.
himself.
They can't find him. The TP just coming off cooldown. Ramses will get interrupted. YapzOr finds him and punishes. Much needed kill for Secret, slowing down that PL. Still #1 on net worth by a nice margin.
Yeah, they need those rotations too. Trying to cut this one back. 10-minute bounty runes approaching here shortly. Still need that level 6 on Zai to try and give them an edge in that battle. And now he's up against just a level 4 Centaur. It should help him out here.
Vanguard also going to help out Zai quite a bit. Has a bit of farming to do for that vitality booster, but will allow the Centaur to survive much more easily.
Ramses attempting that TP too, really hurting him. Obviously, he has to walk all the way back up to top, so just more space now for Solo. But once more space for Nisha. So playing aggressively in the bottom now is No One and Roger for that 10-minute bounty. They split for the cask.
Very nice, but mid one jumps in with a Wukong's command. The follow-up Boundless Strike. No one gets low as Secret snipe the bounty. They will grab 3, obviously in their favor. Also a double damage, now snaked by Nisha.
Yeah, didn't have to use the Stampede too. So pretty nice win there for Zai, because that means he can just keep playing aggressively, at least have a chance at some farm here as Ramses continues to push him.
Zai potentially in trouble, but Stick Stampede definitely feels a little more safe staying solo in this top lane. Though we won't be solo for long. YapzOr and mid one both making the rotation up here. feeling how much Secret wants to prioritize shutting down this Phantom Lancer.
It's also just space for Nisha.
Stampede, they jump in. There's the Doppelganger backwards. They've got one stun, a double edge, plenty of damage, but no! Roger there with the save. Boundless Strike's not enough. Ramses is still alive, and it'll backfire for Secret. What a rotation from Virtus.pro.
They held that hoof stomp too, waiting for the Doppelganger. He couldn't quite trick them there from Ramses, but Roger still there to bail them out. Just level 5 on the IO, and we see why this hero is so frustrating to play against and so often banned.
The point you keep coming back to, though, Nisha getting so much space in the mid. He's closed the gap on the Phantom Lancer, putting a lot of pressure on that tower.
At the same time, top lane, mid one's lurking, waiting for his chance.
Zai trying to bait here. Mid one does not have a Wukong's command, but he jumps in onto Roger. There's the Boundless Strike. The Wisp pops. Ramses now on the run. He's used the Doppelganger already. Trying to make it back into the tree line, and he'll live as now Pasha rotates. Looks like that'll be the end of the skirmish and just a quick pick on the Wisp.
Ramses was going in there for the tree cut, I believe. Got stunned up there by Zai, so really nice play. I'm sure maybe won't have a chance to rotate in on that, as he does now get his Vanguard to help protect him up against the PL and his illusions.
What build are you expecting out of the Morphling this game, Trent?
Not an E-Blade.
I sure hope not.
That didn't go all too well. It should be more of a much more standard carry morph style of game, unless they really get rolling. We'll see, but Nisha, he's definitely the big carry type player.
Yeah, no doubt. That shotgun Morphling definitely does not feel as strong as it used to be. Hastrune up top, going to be picked up by Nisha. No bottle as the smoke rotation from Secret gets revealed. Solo, he'll be the one to find it. Easy pickup for Team Secret. Now bottom lane, Zai and Puppey going up against the Wisp PL. Ramses taking a lot of damage from Zai. There's the double edge. Probably not enough for a kill as they jump in onto Puppey. Ramses trying to find him in the tree line, but it's mid one. Wukong's command comes out, brings the PL low, but the tether heal is just too much. They can't find the kill, but Yapzor in the back line. Boundless Strikes and fissures all over as now no one gets stuck in the trees. Maledict connects, but he brings down Puppey first. The counterplay as Roger and no one fall. They're trying to find the PL and they get it. 3 dead on Virtus.pro. Solo now in the retreat as
Nisha.
Pasha makes the rotation.
Yeah, I don't think Nisha can really clean that one up. Oh, Solo pops a smoke there. He's got plans, very ambitious ones, maybe looking for some sort of a toss play here from Pasha.
Could be unexpected here from Virtus.pro, and not a common time to smoke after losing most of your team. Looking for some consolation kills.
Oh, this vision is so close to seeing Nisha playing greedy here too. You've got such big bursts on the Tiny that you want to abuse. You're going to see a Witch Doctor coming in here too, but not going to opt for that kill either. So a bit of a wasted smoke there. At least it will rotate Solo up to the top lane as quick as possible. But here we go. A little replay here.
A very chaotic beginning to this one as they try to chase down Puppies. Ramses was so low for so much of this engagement. You can feel the power of the Wisp, man.
Yeah, a bit of a difference there too in how this PL is playing compared to the Morph, right? Where a lot of these hard carries we've been seeing so far today just not very involved or engaged in these first 15 minutes. Ramsey's kind of trying to get in on that action here, but when you get turned around like that from Yapzor, it looked like he wasn't going to really find a good opportunity for the Echo, but they collapsed in there trying to go for that final kill onto Puppey, and well, that was well worth it for him, as it just gave Secret a great edge.
Great patience from Yapzor there, and you see that fight, just how much reach Secret has in these engagements, and that was even without the waveform of the Morphling, but these Boundless Strikes, these fissures, they have so many ways to break up these fights, and from afar.
We've seen some pretty interesting builds out of mid one on these Monkey Kings too. This game looks like he's probably just going to play pretty standard with the Echo Saber. We've had the Midas before too, just as he like tries to keep himself kind of relevant while also going around the map getting a lot of kills. Looks like it would kind of be an okay game with it considering some of the squishies, but obviously the Echo Saber feels a lot safer.
Yeah, we've seen some of the Chinese teams prioritize that Battle Fury on Monkey King, and I definitely don't feel like this is a good game for it. I like
that's not the mid one life.
The more aggressive opener. Puppey with a stun onto Solo, and that's all it's going to be.
Blink Dagger timing now on the Pasha, so he's going to be looking for a kill if he can, but they're trying to abuse this ward once again. They didn't find it before.
And they'll find it now.
Or will they? Because they're out of there. Nothing. Struggling here a little bit, it looks like, as now 15-minute boundary run up top. Pasha's going to make a little toss play there.
Okay.
Does guarantee it for himself, but likewise bottom.
Hard to pick up that bounty room when you're up in the air. Wukong's command down bottom connects onto Solo. Puppey with the death ward. It gets interrupted, and Solo will live. Roger trying to heal him back up. No one does have a Laguna Blade and a regen room, but Nisha jumps in to follow the fissure. Turns into the Lina. They're trying to find this kill on no one, and they will. Yapzor with another dunk. On the other side, Zai does fall to the wrath of the Phantom Lancer. 1 for 1 around the map.
And mid for the off lane there, though, and a bit of a disparity in the net worth, but I suppose not too much there between those two heroes. Nisha just playing so well is this Lina. Every time he morphs into it, I feel like he's connecting on those spells, maybe a couple whiffed LSAs, but apart from that, does a lot of damage early on here in these engagements. And now Ramses, he has taken the time. He said, all right, I need a little bit of space here, gonna get my Diffusal Blade, then I'm gonna join back in here. So just waiting on that delivery now.
Yeah, scary stuff for Secret to deal with. The Morphling, it looks like he's going to go for the Manta style first item. So definitely following suit in what you were thinking. The classic right-click carry Morphling as that bottom rune gets denied. Heartbreaker for the Morph. He
had the Linken's queued up too, so was kind of considering that, but likely just because of the Axe too. Not that fabulous this game.
Doesn't feel like a great Linken's game. Big investment and doesn't really block all that much, though the survivability is nice.
Pasha's still just waiting for his moment here. So kind of trying to bait a little, kind of, backing away from the waves, acting as if there's nothing there, but they're not falling for it. Pasha just feels like he's kind of wasting a bit of time here. Try again to aggressively push this wave with the call here. Solo trying to be not just passive here, and he's finally getting some attention from Team Secret. But it's a few too many heroes.
About halfway to that Blink Dagger on Solo. Always a key item on the Axe, especially when he's in this support role.
This might help. Like they're going to use another one of these smokes here. We'll hope it goes a little bit better for them this time. 3 heroes with the IO in the vicinity, with the relocate, with the Diffusal Blade. This feels like Virtus.pro's fight.
I mean, this is the moment. But this is where Tiny is so strong.
Lurking with that Blink Dagger. He's so ready to turn this one around if Solo can't find it perfectly.
There's the jump in, the toss back. A lot of damage on the mid one. The Laguna Blade, and they'll bring him down first. Yapzor now jumps in onto the Tiny. The Death Ward bringing him down low. The Maledict did connect, but Wisp will keep him alive. Now Puppey gets turned on. Ramses with the damage. It's 2 down for Secret. VP take the fight, and they're not done yet. They want to dive past the tower. Battle Hunger already cast onto Zai. He gets caught by the LSA. Now the toss forward. It's Roger in the front lines, and they should have plenty of damage to bring down this Centaur.
Beautiful timing here from Virtus.pro. They catch them without the Echo Slam. So close to coming back there with that Blink Dagger ready to go. Fight could have been so much better for Team Secret, but Virtus.pro have found it, and that's going to give themselves the tower and a little bit more real estate on the map.
These are the plays you have to make when you've got this Blink Dagger Tiny. Certainly not a farming investment.
Especially when you're trying to play this different style of this Morphling. Like Rams is actually getting engaged in this one and getting the kills. Like Nisha continues to farm, but PL is ahead of him at the moment.
Bottom tier 1 tower down. The mid tier 1 also fell for Virtus.pro somewhere in the mix. Nisha was putting a lot of pressure onto it, so right now VP do have that tower advantage. With also the tier 1 in the top lane down for Secret.
Awkward times here for Team Secret. They don't have the Stampede quite yet, another 15 seconds or so. And then with Zai going for that Crimson Guard first, it means he's lacking a bit of the initiation. So the pressure is there for Yapzor. Perhaps mid one to scout it. And, they will catch him in the end there.
The TP gets interrupted. Will they have the damage to bring him down, though? Roger is level 9. There's the dodge. Follow-up damage now from mid one, and they've got it. It's Yapzor again, now on a mega kill streak. Roger with the tether away. Mid one's got his sights set on popping this Wisp, but won't be able to grab it. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, Solo getting low. Nisha looking to pick up a solo kill.
But
won't find it.
Yeah, they barely caught that tether snap, right? A little bit of the pants down. He's TPing out, the Owl's trying to move his part, the tether snaps. And then suddenly there was actually still a cooldown going there, so
and
Roger
it was
couldn't make the save.
Right at the end of that TP also. It seemed like VP actually thought they were going to be safe in that moment. Again, the reach from Secret to make those interrupts.
Yeah, it's always been one of the better parts about Monkey King, kind of why he works as a support in the first place. Reminds you of like Earth Spirit or something. Just the range of initiation is absolutely ridiculous between a tree dance into a boundless strike.
Very key item now picked up for Secret. It's going to be that Crimson Guard in the hands of Zai. Always good to have against a Phantom Lancer, and certainly not bad against Lina either.
Yeah, especially the later this game goes. This time they're going to pop another smoke. They're looking for it. They know this is the path to victory for them, as well as the fact that the Echo Slam once more is down, so the counter initiation is weak from Team Secret. Yapzor seems to have sniffed this one out, though. Perfect positioning.
Continuing to play a step ahead here, but what'll Secret do with this information? Zai connects to the hoof stomp. Mid one, up on the trees, does connect to the Boundless Strike, and Solo, he's going to be the first one to go down. The rest of VP just head for the hills, but no one. Pretty deep in enemy territory. Just a Yule's Scepter right now, a TP in the backpack. They'll use the Stampede. They catch her in the middle of that LSA, and she gets surrounded and destroyed.
Yeah. If you panic Fisher there.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hey, Red Eye? Paul. Paul,
there
are,
he
you,
is.
are you there, Paul? Oh, he's not there. All
He'll
right.
be back. Don't worry. Don't worry.
We'll get him later.
Still such a tight game, though, Trent. It's still right around that less than 1K net worth lead, slightly favoring Virtus.pro, but neither team able to secure more than 2,000 in their favor in the first 20 minutes of this one.
I think game plan-wise, things...
Down bottom, Zai gets initiated on. There's a relocate. He's going to try to TP home. It'll be close, but he makes it. A great heads-up play to survive.
Yeah, very much so. And now they want some sort of revenge here. 7 seconds to the dunk. But those heroes are escaping now from Virtus.pro.
No vision for Secret there.
I think if you're Team Secret at this point, you're obviously just looking towards Nisha. Not much more you can do, right? Building in towards that Manta style, very close to having it completed. Has the recipe on the courier. Just walk himself up to the shop now and purchase it.
Great item for the Morphling, and Ramsey is following suit, making progress towards his Manta, but still has some farming to do. Whoops a daisy.
Definitely feels like there's some concerns heading later here. They're going to go for the pipe onto Zai too, so I thought maybe he'd go Hood first in this game just because of the matchup, but because he was so slowed down, I definitely understand why he needed the Vanguard first and the Crimson, but yeah. Means the Aghanim Scepter is a long ways away. Definitely feels like one of those items that could supremely help Nisha, just if he's out farming on his own and trying to push those limits, and you're worried about him getting bursted down by that Lina.
Yapsor going to be looking for an Aghanim Scepter of his own on this Earthshaker. We've seen some of the core shakers earlier in this event prioritize that over the Blink Dagger, but so much mobility once you secure both of those items.
It matches up so well with the Doppelganger. That's where it feels really good. Even later on when you get into that big talent of the Phantom Lancer, you actually feel you can still keep up with them because you're essentially timing every single totem with the Doppelganger. But Pasha, again, he's smoked up here. They're burning through these things on the side of Virtus.pro.
Gets a nice deep ward down. This is a great hunting ward for a Tiny at this stage of the game. Looking to pick on some of these squishy supports, but for now, not going to fish his wish. Solo, on the other hand, his smoke will get revealed. A lot of enemies nearby. Mid one up on the high ground. He blinks just in time.
Oh, gives away
Zai
that
on
ward.
the other side, though, and well, that'll be the end of Solo. And you're right, Zai was up on the high ground. They must know it gets pinged immediately by the Centaur. Something's tricky here.
So mad if I'm that Tiny. Dude, come on, that was my smoke.
Yeah, big misplay there. Costly mistake.
Yeah, feels like it wasn't really going to help you with that battle hunger, but alas, there it goes. That really hurts the assassination potential here of Virtus.pro. You have a relocate. You would like to try and use it either from an Axe Call setup or from the Tiny initiating with some burst potential, but the less vision you have, the more difficult that's going to be for those heroes. So Puppy's certainly looking to invest as much as he can, but he's going to want that level 15 first so he can get all those sentries down with the GPM talent.
Oh, those sweet GPM talents. 120 gold per minute at 15 on this Witch Doctor. That feels like a silencer.
It's fabulous. Makes those supports playable.
Echo Saber now secured for Pasha. Gives him a little bit more solo kill potential.
And Mid-1 also just stacking up into this Maelstrom now too. This has been the go-to build for many a Monkey King as of late. And well, that ward's going to scout at Pasha.
Hey there, Pasha. He's going to get caught by the Maledict, the Death Ward, and the Rockman will be turned to rubble as he gets ripped apart. Another nice pick-off here for Team Secret.
Yeah, so many just missed opportunities there from Virtus.pro, right? They're going in with all these smokes, they're not finding these kills. It feels like they're losing that momentum that they need at the moment, and it just feels like Niche is getting larger and larger. And how many times have we seen this in this tournament? That Morphling is so strong, it does so much damage. Just needs a hero to tank it for you, and it's going to be so quick to go down.
Yeah, definitely falling faster than Virtus.pro can react here. Currently farming on the other side of the map. Even if they started moving now, they wouldn't make it, and first Roche does go to Secret. And no surprise to see that second life in the hands of Nisha's Morphling.
Solo's going to have to do so much work in this game. I feel like these BKBs are going to come out on Nisha and Mid-1, and this game is closed unless he can find some absolutely massive calls trying to initiate these fights.
The BKB also out on Lina, giving no one some more presence in this game. It's felt like no one also hasn't really been able to find that many opportunities. He's been in this similar situation as Pasha, where they just can't find the kills.
Yeah, he's definitely going for the right item, I think, in this one. The Aghanim Scepter also gaining some popularity on the Linas as of late.
The BKB Slicer.
See if that'll be one way they can actually bring down Nisha. He loves to sit so low on HP. He's trying to look as juicy as he can here, but this is an Invis rune. They might not have this Scout it out here.
Oh, he misses the LSA. No one, no.
All right, that's a good code. Like, he's dead if he doesn't BKB there. So.
And the tip. Well, he survives, but it is the 10-second charge down. Definitely a heartbreaker for VP.
Oh, it's a value game for the support buying a Quelling Blade. You're up against the Monkey King. This always feels good. Means you can get down some of these sneakier wards in your match. But just because they have the high ground scouting of the Monkey King, these aren't nearly as effective as you'd like them to be.
Regen rune. Both teams posturing like they want to snag it. And they'll actually let it go, feeling it's a bit too risky all the way on the mid. They jump in onto the Tiny, and Pasha gets picked again. This Tiny just can't find anything, Trent.
Yeah, they're trying to bait out that regen. Just leaving it there like, oh, I mean, why would there be a regen if there were heroes there, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
So smart. Bottom tier 1 now under assault from Zai. He's got a siege creep to help him out.
They do just miss that courier, and that is a heart for the Phantom Lancer. So Ramsey's been a little quiet lately. He had to find himself some more farm after that Diffusal Blade.
Oh, we see a dunk mid. No one. Brought down again.
Oh, that was the first-person angle there of mid one hopping in there to finish that one off on no one.
Even caught us all off guard with that initiation, I think. Even no one wasn't ready for it. But now Secret starting to increase their grip around the map, tighten their grasp, rather. Tier 1 or Tier 2 mid, Tier 2 bottom both fall. And VP don't really get anything out of it. Secret posturing like they might want to poke at high ground here, at the very least force a buyback on the Lina. Of course, she does have it, but it would cripple that economy. No glyph available for VP, and this tower is going down fast. Stun on the back line onto Ramses.
They don't have the Echo Slam, though. It's still a little bit risky.
Remember, Nisha does have a fresh BKB and the Aegis of the Immortal. He can afford to go down once. Secret now starting to retreat. Zai out of mana, getting left behind, but does have some stick charges.
Oh,
nice fissure to block things off.
Can they really not commit here? I mean, Ramses is just slowing this down as much as you physically can. Mibble gonna try and turn
command. It comes out. They're going to turn onto Ramses. Solo getting low on the back line, and Ramses in trouble. Doppelganger on a sliver of HP, but he's down. 2 dead for VP without buyback.
Pasha, he tries to find a blink out here. No more stuns left. Fisher won't reach.
Roger falls as well. 3 down now, Trent. Secret. Will they continue to push? The tier 3's been popped, and they want barracks.
Well, something tells me with a 10-second BKB on a Morphling and an Aegis, I think they will.
There's the Laguna. Remember, Aegis, he's coming back, and now no one. He'll get caught out of position. They've got the damage. He's down. Buyback used straight away, but VP taking big damage in the base.
Ramses being dead, this just doesn't feel possible.
Still without a glyph. This is a hard defense to make. The bottom lane's been cleaned up. Now the tier 3 mid falls. Exposed barracks, but VP have heroes coming up in just a matter of seconds. Axe back in the fray. Pasha with a nice avalanche on the whole team. Looks like Secret will take this moment to back up. Not going to push it too far, but now a 12K net worth lead with 19 kills.
Oh, they didn't go anywhere, though.
Is it a fake back? It's another BKB used by no one defensively. He'll put some damage into Zai, but Centaur is not the target you're looking for. Puppey will get brought down. Solo finds that one, and now Secret will get out of dodge.
It's back. Yapsor's waiting.
Nisha turns into the axe. They pop the wisp. There's the Echo Slam on the PL. Connects on Pasha as well. VP, though, still holding their ground in this fight. Nisha getting low, but he's back to full HP. Ramses, doppelgangers across as Pasha gets brought down by Nisha. Another stun, a cast on 2. Huge from Puppey. Solo, destined to die as now this PL is on the run. Ramses still alive, but stunned up with the Boundless. The follow-up damage is there, and he's down. VP running out of options. It's GG. Secret take game 1 in stunning fashion, just shy of 30 minutes. An incredible performance.
The
breaking this game open.
Again, it felt they could never get away.
You can hear the support from the crowd as Secret. An unbelievable game 1. So much catch, so much pressure.
I could see myself cheering for a guy who went 8-1 and 12. That seems pretty believable.
Yeah. 4-0 and 7 on the Morphling. Yapsor also having a hell of a performance on that Earthshaker. With or without the Blink Dagger, this man's finding echoes no matter what.
I think probably the most difficult part of that game and what they're going to look back on for Virtus.pro is what did we do with the IO? This was our first pick overall hero. It looked great for the first 6-7 minutes, the laning stage, Io's not really the laning stage hero. That's not why you're picking this guy, right? You're looking for these relocate plays. You're looking for some Aghanim synergy. They didn't have any of that.
They couldn't even get close. Wisp was only level 14 when the game ended. Are you a believer in the Witch Doctor now, though, Trent? Come on. Give it some love. Give it some love.
Love the Witch Doctor, sure. But I think the main problem, Virtus.pro, they could not find those ganks in the mid game. They smoked up like 5 times in a row. I think they found 1 kill. And if that doesn't work with this lineup of like Tiny, Lina, an Axe, and Relocate with a PL who just got a relatively good time on Diffusal Blade, there's no way you're going to win that game.
All right. Well, enough from us. We're going to head back to our panel to hear their thoughts about game number 1.
Game 1 going the way of Team Secret, then over Virtus.pro. Let's catch up with our panel members and find out what they thought about a very, very breathless first game. Yet again, Secret decide to stay on their side of the room for the first 20 minutes, farm away, stay in lane, and when they're ready, they'll win the game at ease. At least that's what we were talking about when we walked back by it. Seems like a simple strategy, but it's actually very difficult to execute and make sure it works every time.
It is difficult. Like you're going to be lower on vision, like you're always going to be kind of scared. But at the same time, they're very comfortable playing it. And I just want to say, like, if VP go back in the room and they go like, yeah, we like, just play better, guys. If you just play better, we got this. Like, you missed that double walk. Like, this next game is going to look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, they have to switch up.
They've got to find a solution.
They have to switch up their drafts. Like, their draft can't look like that.
I mean, I want to ask the other two guys as well. We sort of mentioned it during the draft. If you pick the Wisp, you've kind of gone down a road that you have to follow. You've got to find something to play around it, haven't you? You can't just go, yeah, we pick Wisp, and that's fine. We can just win the game with it. It's not as simple.
Or like just seeing them go greedier almost. If you're VP, it felt like it's not their style. But if you have a greedier carry, match Secret in the mid to late game.
Hey, you thought it would work, good because he got Wisp. It's an aggressive hero, but like Secret just feels on a different level. Like I also thought mid would go better, but Nisha just doing great there as well. I mean, maybe I got baited by Black because he said Lina beats the Morph, but
you got baited.
maybe it's just Nisha, honestly. You don't know. I feel like
the other guys know one though. Like if you ever want to see how a matchup should play out, this is probably the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2 world-class players on those heroes as well. So the perfect example, really, we were going to find out which one wins, and undoubtedly Nisha this time around. Gods, what did you make of the strategy from Secret in this game? Because it is very similar to what we've seen for the rest of the tournament.
It's not something new from Secret, but that's fine. What they're doing is working. This formula is great. Nisha's Morphling is just unstoppable, and they enable it with some of these picks. Shaker, Monkey King, these long-range initiators, the Shaker roaming in the early game. This mid is not a true 1v1. Yapster is coming on in, throwing some fissures here and there. He gives no one a first blood, but even in doing so, he still secured the lane because he got so close to killing the Lina that suddenly this Morphling gets like 15 denies in the next few creep waves and is a full level ahead. So it's just this great way that they enable their core players with just some very selfless support play in the early game.
There's a little bit of teasing on the casting desk about the Witch Doctor, but it was effective in this game.
No, I think it's like a PPD idea there. Like you pick a hero that is very strong in the safe lane. It's just keeping that lane fine, like so you don't get like zoned. Like you just press that heal and then you hit people. It's like it's not a lot of thought into it, but it's like this was done like 6 months ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And it still works.
And it's still like it's one of the old classic counter against Wisp because Wisp's always tether someone and you're always gonna get your bounces off. So it's a good pick, worked out well and easy game.
I mean that's I just want to see because they were talking about like how many smokes they used and how like they didn't work out. Like of course they're not gonna work out. They're literally sitting 3 or 4 together. Everyone has an AoE stun.
Yeah.
Like if you run in there, you die.
There's this Monkey King like dangling out in front, and Shaker's just waiting with the blink. They make a nice like one gank where the Tiny goes in. He knows he has to toss him back because if you don't toss them out of position, the Shaker's just going to counter play.
You see how complicated that is. I mean, you won't win. Like you might win a game like that, but never is a secret.
You have to play so much better than your opponent, and like, you're not going to do that against this team.
Yeah, we talked about stuns as well, didn't we? You use one of 2 things against Virtus.pro. We've seen teams use one of 2 things. Either vision is a big key is to figure out what are they going to do, where are they going to get, or you just stop them playing the way that they want to do. Did you feel that Secret executed that?
Yeah, perfectly. Like they knew exactly what they saw the lineups. They knew like in this game's go like if it goes 30 minutes and we're not 15k down, we're gonna win.
Yep.
So we're gonna watch our Morphling farm and that's it. That's all we're gonna do.
I mean, Centaur just gets this 2-item timing, no blink dagger, doesn't care, Crimson Pipe, and suddenly PL's not doing any damage. Everyone's just super tanky. You're just mitigating all of VP's aggression at that point, and you've got a Morphling who there isn't an answer to.
Yeah, we see this time and time again. You just put Morphling or Nisha on Morphling, and he just will always carry or give him Arc Warden. He'll just take over the game. So it's always easy to play when you have this carry that you know is going to win you the game. So you can just get the stuns, get some team fight, and he'll carry you.
We said at the end of the draft, mid-1, he had a number of heroes he could have played. He's played phenomenally well on that Monkey King, 8-1 and 16 again this time round. Doesn't seem to matter what he picks it into.
He's like the guy creating space once they get past the lane stage. I mean, he was in more kills than anyone on his team. Nisha's just hitting some creeps on his side of the river. Mid-1's the guy roaming around, making plays, killing the Lina again and again. Yeah. He was very impressive with his rotations.
Yeah, a lot of questions for Virtus.pro, Henrik, backstage right now. What are they going to be talking about?
You just gotta try something new, I think. Like, I don't know, like when you're forced to go BKB, first 2 items on Lina, it's like you don't want to play that kind of Dota. But I think that's a question everyone is asking, like, how do we beat Secret? No one knows, because they're all losing.
Hey, if no one knew, that'd be fine, Come on, Bulldog.
Good one. There's 2 questions, isn't there? 2 big questions that have been unanswered throughout this tournament. One is, how do you beat the Arc Warden, other than banning it? And the other one is, how do you beat Secret? They could come out with the Arc Warden in Game 2 as well.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, what I'm saying is it all looks quite grim for Virtus.pro, but actually we're talking about a world-class major championship team who can bounce back from this.
And it kind of looks more grim because you got this IO, and now it's like, well, what happens Game 2?
Do
we have to ban the IO? You don't want to pick IO in Game 2.
No.
You want to avoid that hero, but now you have another hero you have to ban?
I think you want to give it away, honestly. Like, we have not seen Secret play Wisp that much, so just give it to them. Like, that's kind of maybe put them out of their comfort and see them play some different donuts. Like, try something different.
All right. Plenty to think about as far as Virtus.pro are concerned. Their fans will be worried, I'm sure, after the first game, but no less hope, of course. We are talking about a 4-time major champion, and they can make a comeback, and we'll see if they do that after the break.
Gaming industry has been transformed. GameView Money is a blockchain game platform that will change the entire gaming ecosystem that creates endless opportunities for interaction between the developers, startups, and community. Its unique Revolution 7-tier business model ensures that everyone within the industry gets the best deals. GVM Invest, GVM Crowdfund, GVM Trade and Publish, GVM Esports, GVM Blockchain Wallet, GVM Social Connect, GVM Mining. Let the revolution begins with GVM.
Watch the player's point of view with your favorite setup. Follow your favorite Dota 2 player in every detail. Watch esports your way. Get your digital pass now.
GX50. More insane than a laser llama who's crazy about K-drama. Scream and game like crazy. Say my name, call me maybe, story. And snap like mad, meow like a cat, spam your group chat. GX50. Diva in the AM, a rapper in the PM, running for PM, sliding into your DM. See you later, quota, no more limit drama. She's a sugar llama and your baby mama. GX50. More insane than a laser llama. Pew, pew, pew.
Come on.
+10 finger speed. +10 reaction time. -10 mic abuse.
Order KFC delivery and power up your game. And enjoy free cheesy wedges when you order via the new KFC app. Visit the KFC booth for freebies and cool prizes.
Over time, new generations of Predators were optimized with state-of-the-art technology. Go forth and conquer.
The more information you have, the better the decisions. Data is crucial to do important decisions in Dota games and even before the Dota game in preparation. It's really cool that a big company like SAP is investing into esports and that I can be a part of it is amazing.
Good evening from Malaysia. Welcome back to the Axiata Arena here in Kuala Lumpur for the Kuala Lumpur Major. It is day number 2. Just one more day to go and 2 more series to go before we crown a champion here in the brand new DPC season. We've got 4 teams left, 2 of which are going head-to-head right now in the upper bracket if you're just joining us. It's Team Secret who have nudged ahead in their long, fierce rivalry with Virtus.pro. They now lead 30-29 over the last 4 years. It's been an incredible run of matches between these two, and they were very impressive. We were chatting during the break, and I think it's worth bringing up for those that obviously wouldn't have heard us chatting in the break, unless our mics were all hot, in which case you're going to hear it again. We were talking about the stubbornness that we've seen at this particular tournament, gents, about teams will continually think that they've got something countered. We've seen it before with the Arc Warden. We'll give the Arc Warden away. We think we can counter it. In the past, teams have banned that. Here, they've let it go through again and thought, no, well, if that didn't work, we've got another plan. And we've seen this time and time again. The question, I guess, now is, Secret know that they can let that wisp through. That's what they'll feel, right, after the first game. If they do, Virtus.pro then have to pick it. Or do they pick it? Or do they ban it?
Yeah, no, that's like a difference between drafters. Some drafts are like, they pick it, right? And then they draft, they feel kind of uncomfortable. They lose the game in 20 minutes, and they're like, all right, like we're in the middle of a series.
That's it, we just ban it.
I'm just going to ban it. Like, I'm not going to do this.
Whereas when you've got like Kuro's done it in the past, I could think of Puppy's done it in the past, but they're very stubborn, aren't they? They're like, no, if that didn't work, then I know what the other counter is.
Yeah, no, but other like, they might be able to figure out kind of quick what went wrong. Like if you don't play the hero a lot, like you're going to be kind of surprised. Your carry's just screaming PL. You're like, all right, take it. But then you realize after a game, like, no, this is not how you draft with Wisp. Yeah. And if you like understand and you have confidence in yourself, then you can draft it again.
Okay, well, we'll see whether they do draft it. Henrik, difficult. We talked just before the break about what Virtus.pro talk about, and you said, change things up, don't go down the same road again, and obviously you don't want to see the Wisp again. What have they played here that's impressed you so far?
VP just play VP things. I mean, I actually don't mind the Wisp, honestly, if they just don't pick the PL first too.
Okay.
Like, sure, they see the Morphling and they're like, hey, we'll pick PL to counter, because we talked about that a lot. Like, PL is good against Morphling, but not when you have a Wisp. You want the more team fights, so just pick up, you know, a stronger team fighter would have worked out better.
We talked about the Medusa as well during the break. It was something they've run before, actually. Potentially could have been used, Gods.
Yeah, some carry that's going to benefit more from the tether. Yeah, you get to that mid game where you can't pressure Secret enough in that early to mid game. They're just too good. Even when they have like a slightly rough lane stage, they always pull the game back to a close position. I feel like you just need a carry that's going to match up against them.
Home crowd, home man, and he had another standout performance in game one. I think him and Nisha have put themselves firmly in position for the MVP award, haven't they?
Yeah, he's playing super good. Like, they gave the farm to Nisha to be the true carry, but I think, honestly, mid one is playing the harder role to create that space and go around, jumping around, killing people. So it's harder than just like, hey, I'm Nisha, I hit creeps. But effectively, you know.
That sounds so easy.
I think mid one and Yapso were the two standout players that game. Those are the guys that were making the big plays that won in the game, but we'll see if that can happen again.
Yeah. Ramses, a little bit quiet game one.
I mean, he was farming really well, right? He killed Sai like 2 or 3 times, but like he feels the game slip away. So he's like trying to fight with his team.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like it probably feels kind of hopeless to play that game. Because I mean, the only way they win, I think, is that he just keeps farming, and he's like 5k net worth above the second one. Like,
no. Yeah. Bit like Arteezy with EG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I can't put that too much on him.
He's coming to fights when Centaur has this Crimson Guard, and it's like, well, your illusions do 0 damage. Your hero does not a whole lot.
We might also see BP let the Wisp do it. Like, maybe they just want to give it back, you know?
Yeah, it's like, well, this hero's not as much of an insta-win, but...
Okay, Puppy just gets rid of it. He doesn't want to play it either. It's like, I'm not dealing with this.
It's like ban it so you don't have to pick it.
Yeah, no, that's a legit thing. You just get it out of your mind. Like,
I think their first pick, right? So this time round, he won't pick it.
Yeah.
Therefore, they will pick IOJo.
Oh, yeah, they might.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have the last ban, right? So they might ban
Morphling.
And then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah. Safer to ban it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a VP with a more solid first two. Like they need stunts or they need the team fight in the open. That's what I think. And they just I don't think they are inferior in skill or anything, but as we said, like that last game, I think it's just very hard to play.
Yeah, they ban out the Necro foes. That means that VP is gonna get, or Nisha is gonna get his famous Morphling or Arc Warden again.
Or the Terrible.
TB could be good as well. Yeah. It's hard because VP, you can pick up 2 heroes that maybe match up well against one of those carries. Like you get some Arc Warden answers, and then like, well, we're not going to pick Arc Warden. Let's just pick TB instead. So it's like you can't go too all in on this double pick that VP have in the opening stage to counter a potential Arc Warden. Yeah. I mean, you may just want to ban it here when there's all these other carries that you can pick instead.
I'm pretty sure if Secret got to choose, they would just pick like first pick Centaur.
Yeah.
And then they would, as you said, leave all the carries. Just pick whatever's left.
Yep. They can just see what VP open with and get the carry that seems most suitable out of TB, Morphling, and Arc Warden. And there's a good chance Arc Warden gets banned here, and then it's TB or Morphling. Okay, so PL gets banned.
Well, you just pick the Centaur, right? Because you don't want to pick Arc Warden into Centaur, so you can get Centaur and Arc Warden. You saw they did that against LGD.
Let's do Arc Warden.
It's that good, this hero, they say.
Okay.
VP must have been thinking they would get this hero. When they banned PL, they're like, okay, they're going to first pick a Centaur or something like that. They want a second pick carry, but...
Yeah. At the same time, you can't be surprised, right? Like the PL is, as you said, like it's a counter pick to Arc Warden, supposedly. And then... but now, you know, I hope they have one more idea, you know.
What have we tried so far? Let me just run through this list. We've gone through the Alchemist, we've gone through the PL, we've gone through the Slug, we've gone through
Centaur,
kind of, Lane.
Lycan. We've seen 2 Lycans against it, yeah.
We've seen Medusa, we've seen Morphling before.
We've seen Medusa as well. We haven't seen a Timbersaw yet. That was the other one we
haven't seen Antim, it shows.
And we've seen a Spectre.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've gone through 9 heroes to try and beat this damn thing.
Arc Warden has lost, I want to say,
He's
3 or
lost
4
a couple,
games, maybe.
Yeah, but not many. I mean, 80% plus win rate.
Yep, so Rubik. Oh, yeah.
I'm being spoiled today, by the way. I love watching Rubik, and I love it on great players like FY.
Yep.
And, of course, Yapsaw.
We had Saxa play a great Rubik, too.
Saxa as well was fantastic on Rubik, yeah. So, what a treat for Rubik fans today.
On paper, this is what you should respond to after like an Arc Warden. You get your carry in the first 2 to match it. You get yourselves a Ramses Morphling. This guy is one of the best alongside Nisha. You get the Centaur Stampede to get on top of Arc Warden. This should give you some ways of dealing with Arc Warden.
Yeah. No, I like it. And I'm thinking like this. I think Morphling should do well versus Arc Warden mode. That's what I'm guessing. So like you already have that matchup. And like if Arc Warden would go aggro against your Morphling safe lane, like I think you do fine there too. So like in the laning sense, Morphling seems pretty good. It's just, you know, when Arc Warden is 10,000 gold, above everyone else, and he has 2 hexes, that's when he gets smart.
You can have a better time in the early game. Like Morphling could be #1 net worth while Arc Warden's 4-5, but as soon as he gets that Necromidas timing, he starts to accelerate, and you're not keeping up.
It's pretty crazy how much he farms, because I was thinking, like, how do you beat double Midas? Well, you can buy double Midas yourself. You know, you go Lone Druid. But the problem with Lone Druid is you got to buy 2 actual Midases. For Arc Warden, he just has to buy 1, and he gets the other one. So, you know, the fact that he just gets 2 items is pretty crazy.
Okay, so they thought the Lycan was reasonably good against the Arc Warden, so they've gotten rid of that one. The Tiny is an obvious ban because Virtus.pro still needs some support heroes, and that gives them a lot of support in there as well, doesn't it? So, interesting.
These heroes we saw lose to Arc Warden still looked effective.
Yeah, still looked okay.
Particularly the Lycan, I think, looked very promising.
Yeah, I mean, Lycan destroyed these lanes early, and that first 20 minutes was very difficult. It was the late game that the Arc Warden just took over.
Yeah, I think it was, TNC, one of those Lycan games where I really thought they could have won with it against Arc Warden. They just made a couple mistakes, particularly at the Roshan pit. I mean, Secret recognized it's a hero that can work, even though it hasn't so far.
Monkey King banned out. That's a respect ban for mid 1.
I really want to see VP go more and more greedy. Like, I want another strong core here. I like what LGD did. I want a Tinker mid or an Ember mid, something like that. Like,
it feels like greed never works against that hero. Though. Like, he just wins you anyway. And Phoenix, we've seen that. Like, it feels like terrible against Arc Warden. He just kills the eggs so quickly. You get double BKB, you kill it in 1 second. Not sure about that pick.
That Tinker game was the one that felt like Arc Warden should have lost, though, kind of. Like, I thought LGD were going to win that one.
Yeah. I don't know about the Phoenix pick either, honestly. Yeah. I'd rather go Wyvern or something.
Tinker's still an option. The Timber Source.
You want to see a bit more before you...
You're going to get something to protect the egg now, it feels like. It's just going to be so hard to get off a good Supernova in a fight.
I mean, VP must have talked about this hero, so I'm expecting like either the next pick or the last pick for VPR is going to be something that makes sense.
Seems like they're putting a lot of input into this discussion with Arzik and Ramses, who is the designated drafter, of course.
We still don't have the solo hero, I believe.
And the Phoenix is a hero they played in the core role as well as support role.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we don't... Yeah, exactly. I would like to see solo play Fury in here, actually.
Would it be worse as a core here against this arc?
On Phoenix? I don't think so. Like, the egg will just die. As a core, it's just not going to work out at all. Yeah, I also like the Prophet. Just win the lanes, snowball off it.
Yeah, play fast. Oh, it does.
Not bad.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the Arc Warden, Dazzle. Looks like a sad matchup.
I mean, at least the defensive weave does negate some of the Arc Warden's damage in team fights.
Sure, true. I mean, and he's also very good in lane versus over. Like, you just poison him and chase him around. Kind of nullifies him. So you would want to try to put the Dazzle versus the over for sure.
Yeah, and Weaver's still in the pool. Rana's still in the pool. TV's still in the pool.
I don't think you need, like, usually those heroes are good against the egg, but you already have Arc Warden, so. Oh, well, they banned this hero last, or who banned it? Was it?
Secret banned it, themselves.
A Secret banned it themselves.
Wow. Okay. That's theoretically a Morphling counter.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess it does well mid lane versus Morphling, I'm guessing. You can kind of man-fight him.
Virtus.pro chuckling, I think, is the best description of that after seeing that OD pick.
No, this must be like a team secret thing. Like, they're like, yeah, this hero actually works with Morphling.
Yeah. Virtus.pro not so sure about that, though.
I don't know. I can't believe they're laughing. Like, what's wrong with
maybe
them?
they were laughing at something completely different, but it was timing.
VP often have some fun during drafts.
Yes, indeed they do. Although if you believe no one, he's just sat there listening to music right now. And at some point they'll tell him, hey, you're playing Morph or Leader or something. He'll go, okay. And then he'll go jump in again.
You mean no one?
Yeah.
I think usually like he's pretty whiny about the draft. He usually, if he doesn't get his hero.
I did say according to him. That didn't mean I believed him when he told me that.
So what are the mids you want to pick against OD typically?
I want to see Tinker.
Yeah.
The laser for the egg, and then just obnoxious spam. Pick something that you feel like.
Haven't we seen the Tinker against the Arc Warden?
And it looked good. It looked good. They lost. It was LGD game 2. I think they just played it badly.
Yeah.
The game was very sloppy from them, but the hero did look promising.
Is there any way you can pick like Storm?
My goodness,
Are you leaving right now, man?
Henrik, are you all right? Do you need some attention, medical attention?
What?
I mean,
it's bad lane against
technically,
OD,
it's supposed to be good, right? Versus Phoenix, Dazzle, and Morphin. Even versus Center is not bad.
Oh, I think you mean Storm for VP.
Oh, for VP.
Yeah, he's talking about Storm against the Arc Warden.
Yeah, because you just jumped the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
But is there a more garbage hero at this event?
Storm has been that bad?
Wasn't it last series? Did it lose or win?
No, Fata lost with him,
Less than
yeah.
20% win rate.
I think that win rate's a bit misleading. The hero is good.
It's lost every time we've covered it.
It
on,
has.
on this.
No, because that was
mainstream.
an old counter versus Arc Warden.
Yes.
Like I don't know, like I guess he just used to do better in lane.
Has been used against Arc Warden.
Yeah,
didn't look very good
yeah.
either.
No, because you're supposed to like start chasing him when he goes jungle, and you kill him. But I don't know. It hasn't been working
they've
out.
got a great Storm player though.
No, well, last time he played Storm against Alliance, he lost.
Yeah. That was about it.
Okay.
Oh, Blue Mother.
Something we haven't seen on the main stage yet, I believe.
Probably a good man though.
22%.
22%. I lied. My bad. I think it was 20.
22 is a lot better. Let's go Storm then.
2 wins from the 9 games that it's played.
If they lose with it, then it goes to 20%.
Yes, it does. Good maths.
Quick maths.
Very quick.
Australian maths.
Yeah, we're not too bad there.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's go.
What a secret. They want the Zai hero here. Unless they do the core Ogre, which doesn't seem amazing this game. I think you just want Puppy playing
It feels like they're falling off. Just pick something tanky for him.
Weaver's still free. Yeah.
Can they still just go for Bristol or something? It's not that good against Centaur, I guess.
Oh,
Pango.
I like it.
Do you know this was also talked about as a possible counter, I think, earlier on in the tournament.
To Arc Warden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the lane though, and
Like,
I feel kind of scared for him this game too versus a Morphling.
But his lanes are bad in regardless, aren't
Versus
they?
Dazzle as well. The right clicks is just going to destroy him. I think if you're secret, you have to maybe dodge some of these lanes a little bit.
Four-man it up.
I don't know what you want to put the like the Panguish
true.
definitely not picked for the lane. Like they're probably going to do the same thing as last game, just pulling creeps with the Rubik and farming behind the tower. That's what I'm assuming.
Because I think if you're VP, you see this, you're like, there. Morphling's going safe lane. Morphling Dazzle safe lane's complete free farm right now.
Yeah, it's just the way they always play with Sai. I don't feel like they really care about his lane. Just give him team fight items, give him tanky, and he'll just roll around, filling space.
So the OD counters mid typically is heroes like that outrange him a bit, like the Lena's a bit, the Sniper used to be played against, but these are heroes that aren't great against the bubble of Arc Warden maybe.
No, I still want to see Tinker. I just want
Tinker,
to Tinker.
yeah.
It's the most promising for me.
What else does no one like to play?
I don't know, he played a lot of Pugna, but I don't like that at all for no one. I don't feel like it's a no one hero.
Yeah, doesn't feel like game winning.
I don't know. How do you counter Arc Warden? No one knows, so good luck with the last pick.
Call your hero.
What else have we got that we've theory crafted over the last 2 days? What's left?
No,
We've got
like
5
Apart from the
seconds.
Tinker, Timbersaw.
Yeah, it might just like
That's
the
it,
Storm
right?
and Ember, but
And
you
Storm
don't.
and Ember, yeah.
The lane can be hard. Okay.
And they get Pugna.
You get the blast, so you don't have to worry about the bubble when you're pushing.
But it has been tried.
Everything's being tried, and it feels like Arc Wardens keep winning, but some things have, even in losing, look good against Arc Warden.
Well, if anyone can do it, it's Virtus.pro, isn't it?
Yeah.
If anyone can break it.
Okay.
But that's the question. Can they break it? Henrik?
Yeah.
We will start with you.
Just based on how Secret played last game and they got Arc Warden, it feels like a pretty easy bet to go on Secret, honestly.
Is this the famous Henrik curse?
No,
Okay.
I got all right so far.
Are you 100%
Yeah.
all the way through the tournament?
Yeah, no, only
That's
here on
weird,
the...
because Kyle's like 0% all the way through.
Yeah, well, it's Kyle.
The NAEU reverse going on here.
Bulldog goes for Secret. Highlight die.
I mean, Ramses is definitely going to be extremely fun in this game. But I just don't want to bet against Arc Warden. I think Secret can play their game this game. They're just going to sit back, farm up, and win eventually. That's what I see going. Secret for show.
Okay. Thoughts?
I got to feel that if VP's going to win a game, it's this one. They've got the lane dominance that is classic VP. They should be able to crush the Pango lane. The Pugna should have a good time mid. They've got a Phoenix as a core. That's a strong laning hero. I think VP is a team that wins games when they can win 2 out of the 3 lanes, sometimes 3, and this is it. So VP for game 2. I believe we can get a game 3.
All right, okay. Well, I'm kind of hoping I'm along with you as well. Is God's right, or are the other boys right? Let's find out as we head over to our commentary team. Gents, game number 2, all on the line for Virtus.pro. Not about elimination, of course, but just to reach that grand final. What do you make of that draft? Very interesting.
I don't know. I think Secret has this crazy late game lineup. When the chaos breaks out, it's hard not to be confident for Team Secret, but curious what you think here, Trent.
5 heroes to pick up against an Arc Warden. I feel like, come on, this has got to be it, right?
We've run out of
5
heroes
heroes.
now.
Surely this is the time. I believe in Virtus.pro. We're getting a game 3.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so much, Paul. I mean, the Pugna last pick seemed like one of the perfect choices for VP here, though, Trent. If there was ever a hero, it had to be the Pugna, right?
It's, a lot of discussion around the hero so far this week with all these Arc Warden games. The idea of just not letting yourself be delayed at that high ground or even tier 2s. Use that Nether Blast to push yourself forward, gain that momentum. And one thing that I really like is that this idea of trying to chase the Arc Warden when he's trying to get this Midas. Like, again, this was a first pick Arc Warden. So you know what this guy's doing. You have 5 heroes to try and counter that. So try and find him when he's getting this Midas done. And I think this core Phoenix should be able to help do that.
As we're seeing our player introductions here, VP has already countered one of the observers that Secret put down at that top bounty rune on the dire side of the map. So victory for VP out of the gate as these initial runes come out. Also going to be a tough game for this Dazzle. It's been a go-to pick for solo a lot of this tournament, but OD, one of the absolute best heroes to counter that shallow grave outside of Axe, of course. You pop it, you put him inside the Astral, you get that guaranteed damage. If you time it right, it's going to be a kill every single time.
Yeah, very little recourse when you come back out of that too. Maybe perhaps there'll be a raindrop save or something, but there's not a whole lot you can do. So see if Solo can have that impact. On top of that, he also has to worry about this hero that's so good at crashing into those fights of the Pangolier. Someone that was highlighted pretty heavily at Dream League, the minor leading teams here to Kuala Lumpur. But not a lot of success here so far for the old Pango. But we talked about counters in the mid lane to the OD. They're few and far between these days. The Sniper was mentioned, of course, as well as the Lina. You're talking about outranging, but this idea of, well, there's the bubbles that you have to play against. So I really like this choice in the Pugna for even the laning stage, too.
Pasha taking a lot of harassment up here in the top lane, as we can see by our beautiful split screen. The level 1 Phoenix, very low on armor, and Puppey continuing to be the big bad bully that you would expect out of an Ogre Magi. Even in that bottom lane, Zai also taking a lot of damage. 3 mangoes, a couple of tangos. He's ready for the harassment, but has not been easy as this lane gets started. Yapzor forced into a telekinesis as Solo drops the poison.
Yeah, and this is definitely when Virtus.pro have looked at their best. When Solo's playing this Dazzle and just doing such a good job of harassing out here in that laning stage. But you can see up top now, Roger going to find himself.
Is this a first blood? Pasha in some trouble. That's an easy one. Nisha gets the bonus gold, bud.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love the way Puppey's played these 2 games. First, he starts with the Voodoo Restoration level 1 on the Witch Dog. Now he just starts with Bloodlust. He's just punching. It's that simple, and helps to bring down the kill.
Wow. Don't see that Bloodlust level 1 too often, but pays some dividends in this one.
Both teams just kind of manipulating the creep waves here on the side lanes, while the mid lane, it's still that classic showdown, 7-3 to 5-2. No one really popping off here.
Not quite yet. Slight advantage for the Pugna. We'll see how it goes once a few more levels come out. Early rune spawn. It's going to be Puppey that picks it up. There's an invisibility now on this Ogre.
Yeah, not the easiest hero to make work, but he has the skill point here, so he can take the Fire Blast, and no one is really deep.
Here's the wraparound. He went up to the high ground. Puppey with the body block. He's got the stun to start things off.
There's no Astral, though. Maybe one had already used it, so That's okay. Puppey will leave, and he's going to bring us back to a very classic combo. Back in the old days when OD was picked, you always wanted some sort of an attack speed buff. Some games it was the Beastmaster with the Inner Beast, just to increase his speed that he'd have with the Arcane Orbs. And the Bloodlust was also a very common one from the Ogre Magi. It was actually one of the few times you'd even see him picked.
Yeah, that pressure, though, did force a TP from Solo. It ended up getting canceled, but a little bit of wasted gold, and of course does get that TP on cooldown.
Constantly harassing back and forth. Look at him, a little bit of a cliff work there. Very nice. Yeah.
Cute little play. The aggressive tip for
I was
Yapzor.
going to say, you're supposed to wait till you get the tip back on that play. I feel like.
That's not right.
That's just a little bit rude.
Up top now, Pasha continuing to take so much harassment in this lane. The Ogre Arc Warden, not a lane duo you normally think of, but boy, do they know how to bully.
Yeah, at least now they can use the Tower Armor Aura to try and bully some of this constant harassment of the Bloodlust versus your very low armor on the Phoenix.
Do you like the core Phoenix this game? Pasha struggling to find last hits in the lane.
I think because there's a decent enough amount of heroes to like kind of hit the egg, especially between just like the Arc Warden and his clone. It makes more sense to be core.
Well, they'll jump aggressively onto Nisha. Pretty good burst damage. Now the TP home. It's going to be close. Nisha barely makes it. 50 damage.
The first shallow grave of the game will go to Puppey and not Solo, as he makes the big save on that TP out. And he even stays in the lane. Nisha not pressured all the way back home. Used to the south, puts everything in his stash or on the ground. He's all good. But I think what I like about the faster levels on the Phoenix is that should be the hero to help hunt into the jungle, right? I want similar levels in the Centaur and the Phoenix so they can just keep track of Nisha, get all that vision down and harass him constantly.
Well, speaking of the Centaur, Roger walks up to the high ground, does get a stomp onto Puppey, but he's taking a lot of damage. Nisha likewise, also getting pressured pretty hard. Low on HP, doubles back the other way, and now the rotation. Telekinesis slows down Pasha. He's out of cooldowns and he's out of HP as well. It's another one for Secret. Roger hiding in the trees, might be able to make it away. He doubles back,
he didn't
and Yapzor does
He's
find
out of
him.
tangos. They might be able to find the body blocks here.
He gets a stun on 2, gets the kill on Nisha before he falls. Misplay from the Arc Warden.
Well, sometimes greed is good, but not there. However, on the opposite side, Ramses will find himself a kill onto the Pangolier too. So 2 tough core losses there for Team Secret.
Yeah, big stuff for VP. It's 2-3, but the net worth has swung in their favor.
Oh, but after all that battling, it's 5 minutes, and Yapzor's going to win the fight to the bounty rune. Telekinesis Roger, he almost finds the cliff, but he will escape with the low ground.
Seems like it'll be Secret with 3 of the bounty runes. Is now more initiation onto Pasha. Puppey in trouble. Roger looking for the double edge. He connects, but needs one more.
Oh, he's got the tangos to cut through.
This Ogre's tanky. He's regenning. He's got the magic stick, but another double edge will find the kill.
Nice use of the ward there to make sure that he doesn't get juked by the Ogre because of the tangos. One very irritating part of laning against a Pangolier, though, Solo will find, is that he can always pull the waves like this.
It's a proper tri-lane for Secret, though, and now Puppey will rotate back into the lane. Roger.
Solo up top.
He's going to be initiated on and finished off now into the bottom. It's Zai making it into the trees. Solo will not be able to pursue to find the kill. Scan used by the Radiant there to see if they can find Zai, but they won't be so lucky. Now back up top. It's Pasha, slowed down by Puppey, not going to dive the tower, but continuing to repel this Phoenix.
Yapzor secures the top bounty roll, deny that away from no one. Much needed rune there. Sorry, rather not bounty, but illusion. But just make sure that the bottle won't be used there from no one, who is dominating this lane at the moment. 36-13 to the 22-6 of mid one. Having a bit of a rougher time this match.
Certainly still some room to recover. So we'll see now another rotation from Virtus.pro.
They're starting to put the pressure onto no one, though, dropping that ward in behind. They want to create some sort of a wraparound play there soon enough.
14 denies on that Pugna. Man, that hurts.
Well, down bottom, Zai will even hop right into the 2 of them, but Ramsey sees that as a good opportunity to push forward.
Able to swashbuckle back, trying to eat his way through the trees. Solo's already used the poison. It's going to get the reset, and Zai will tick down.
That was so greedy to go for that shield crash. And now Yapzor is coming to try and pull the creeps off the tower, but that catapult is still there. And Pasha, as you can see, very low top. Oh!
And he lives.
Casual single digits, you know.
5 HP on the bird.
Yapzor is successful, though. He grabbed that wave, pulled it all the way around. Catapult goes down.
Now mid one. He's going to find himself in a precarious situation, able to survive through the life drain. Yapzor now making the rotation. But look at this sneaky Shadow Priest. It's Solo. They want this OD dead.
Man, Yapzor just feels like he's everywhere right now. bought enough time for Zai to still get back to a tower that is standing, so he'll keep his attention mid.
Rotations from both sides. They're going to go in onto the Dazzle now. Solo with a very aggressive build. Does not have a point in Shallow Grave despite being level 4. Puppey rotates in, sets it up with the stun. Mid one might have been able to find the kill there, but is forced back, and instead it's Puppey that falls as Roger comes in with the damage. Up top, Pasha. Oh, another very close call. 15 HP and he'll live.
Jesus, Tranquilist Phoenix is having a hard time. Courier will survive, 33 HP.
All of these lanes erupting right now. Ramsey's behind the Dire Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
Oh, what a build coming out from Ramses too. A Helm that dominated early on, maybe to help out his Dazzle with that poison.
Very surprising. Zai eats a mango, looking to pursue onto Ramses, but they won't have the damage.
These are just value items. I thought that courier hit items. We're good. There's no way. We're just value pointing. As cool as that would be, there's no way this is Helm Morph. I refuse to believe it. Back up top though, only level 4 on Pasha, so Roger's still shadowing him.
Virtus.pro finding the advantage in this laning phase, but they haven't pulled away quite yet. 2 cores at the top of the net worth chart, though. They've got to be pretty happy about this one. Nisha also level 6 now. The Tempest double comes out. Immediately, Pasha runs back. But Ignite, some of those spark rates are down, and this Phoenix in a lot of trouble. Already used the Icarus dive, and instead they turn on to Roger. Even Yapzor making the rotation. Telekinesis to pull him back, and this Centaur should be done for. The Phoenix, however, will be able to TP out in the tree line.
Unfortunately, this is not 7.20, so it will not be the Helm Morph. But yeah, Zai now going down to no one in the mid lane. I mean, the OD leaves, and then you just come and give no one a kill. So that's going to be a tower as well by the looks of it. There's no glyph currently available. I don't see any signs of him stopping.
Things not feeling great for Secret in this laning phase. Right now, Yapzor's Rubik is their second highest on net worth, actually ahead of the OD right now. Pangolier at the bottom of the charts.
They come in and refill the bottle for no one here too with a TP from Roger. 2 heroes. Doesn't look like they can stop this though, even backed up by the Nether Ward now too.
Easy tower kill mid.
And they're finding those answers. And Nisha not even that close to the first Necronomicon either, so not the stellar start that a lot of our Arc Wards have been having.
Mid one getting repelled in the bottom lane. Roger wrapping around, but Yapzor again in the right position to try to intercept this gank. Banish onto Ramses will keep the OD all right.
We'll say this side lane, the off lane not going too well for Virtus.pro overall, right? Like, you got 2 heroes just stuck at level 4, Pasha just cracks 5, but this safe lane, of course, as you can see, very nice. The quick rotation from the Pugna, that's exactly what we want out of the hero, and they already have a high ground ward here too, so they can be considering a fight here if Secret are bold enough to try and drive them back.
Puppey does have an invisibility rune right now. Maybe looking to wrap around the backside as Ramses and no one put a lot of damage into this tier 2 tower down bottom.
Oh, they're trying to bait this out here if no one goes too deep.
Telekinesis, they'll pull him back in, but it goes back the other way onto mid one. He falls first. Nisha now making the rotation. No one actually going to stay standing as Solo heals him up, and they'll bring down Nisha. 2 down on the side of Secret. Can they get anything out of this? Zai now joining the party, trying to finish off this Pugna, but he's still alive.
Level 5. He doesn't have the Rolling Thunder. He can't contribute.
Oh, this Pango's been crippled so much, and now Puppey's going to be left up on the high ground. Ramses jumps forward, and they'll find yet another. This laning phase rapidly deteriorating for Team Secret.
Where'd the tome go? I mean, this Pango level 5, I don't know if Yapzor took it or what, but that's pretty brutal.
It's very brutal. And look at this build from Solo, level 6, no point in Shallow Grave. This is so atypical, speaking to the confidence of VP in this laning phase.
Yeah, just not really needed as well, I think. Just like the, again, with the OD too. Like he's maxing up into that Astral, so he's got some extra range on there. Zai at least having that Rolling Thunder now. They could think about an option here. Yeah, they're going to go for it. So 1 and times it very well for the second stun. Maybe a third, but
and
won't quite reach there.
The Fire Blast. That's going to be a dead Roger, it looks like. 3-on-1. Nothing for the Centaur to do. And a little sign of life for Secret.
Oh, a haste rune to fight over here in the bottom lane. As Puppey will put the ward down, but no one will snag it first for the bottle.
This OD is just so poor right now. Mid one in poverty mode. Brown boots. Magic Wand, Null Talisman. He's down there with the supports in terms of net worth.
He's got a gloves coming.
Okay.
Something here.
All right.
But this
he's
haste
got some
rune
treads
on no one. This makes this defense so difficult. 30 more seconds till the Rolling Thunder is up. Maybe needing some vision here from Puppey if they feel like this fight is going to be forced from Virtus.pro. Ramsey's no more available. They're going to grab him.
He's pretty far forward. He just gets destroyed. Yapzor finds the kill.
All right. Well, maybe you were right about the grave. 6 XP away from level 7. I'm thinking he wishes he had it.
Yeah. Would have been a tough grave to get off either way. That Morphling died in the blink of an eye. Not even a Sanity's Eclipse skilled up yet from mid one. So much burst damage.
Yeah, hitting level 9, so he will grab it now. Tends to be the moment we see it. Although we don't see this hero all too often anymore. But in the meanwhile, with all these engagements and fights, currently 3 kills, 2 deaths, and 2 assists for Nisha, he has found himself an Necronomicon. That means his power is going to drastically increase as he looks towards that likely Midas here, as that's been kind of the standard build here.
Down bottom, OD is going to be in a lot of trouble. No one sets it up.
It's that haste room coming into work.
Yapzor is nearby, but they're still going to finish him off. A stray Q will grab him, but now the Rolling Thunder, they want this Dazzle, and they'll make it a 1-for-1. Not the ideal trade, losing your mid for a support, but it's a kill nonetheless. Now up top, Puppey gets repelled by Roger, as Ramses lays into that tier 1 tower. Looks like it'll go down uncontested.
Done a good job of stalling out here for a little while Secret. Like, I feel like they could actually be snowballing even further from Virtus.pro, but obviously a 6K lead is still rather terrifying, and although they stalled the bottom lane, they didn't stop the top lane. So you can see it's dipping a bit, but it's still a very difficult time to come back from right now as Team Secret. Sure, Dota Plus likely not feeling too great about this one at the moment.
I mean, right now, Virtus.pro basically have 4 cores. That Centaur is farming very well.
Oh, that's some close odds, right?
90-10. And no faith from Dota Plus.
I mean, it hasn't been wrong yet today, right?
Not today, but you never know. Initiation onto Roger. He does have some friends nearby, but they might not be able to get here in time to save him. Stampede used defensively. Roger will save himself.
This is a smoke play for sure.
Yeah, bottom lane solo. Going to be caught by Nisha. Still no shallow grave. He actually went for that 4th point in poison. This is one aggressive Dazzle shot.
I tell you. Very much so. And well, Pasha not very aggressive as he went for that Midas first there on the Phoenix. So he starts to scout up here to the high ground, but instantly into the Rolling Thunder.
Zai able to turn around. Big damage onto Ramses. This could be another kill on the Morphling. Sanity's Eclipse. Not quite enough as now the Phoenix Egg comes out. They turn the other way. Mid one falls. Yapzor on the run looking for the shrine. On the other side, Puppey gets picked, and I think this Rubik is also destined to fall.
He's got the morph strength, though. It's keeping him alive.
It's a nice pick from Yapzor. It's a cute play. It buys him some time. He makes it up to the high ground. No way. He falls.
It is still a great steal when you're playing this Rubik. You permanently get to keep that HP, but...
Zai dove under tower. Ramses hungry for more blood. No one gets Nisha on the other side. Zai will stay alive in the trees.
Great execution there from Zai. It's pretty tough to find those little jumps there on the Shieldcraft sometimes, but...
A massive lead for Virtus.pro right now. Roger may be left behind. This could be a freebie for mid one. No Stampede, and those orbs are going to be a little too much. Still an 8K net worth favor.
Yeah, you can see Roger picks the high ground. He's not quite right. There is a ward in one of those spots, so yeah, he's starting to pick the locations. Let's see if they can find him on their way back in there.
Pasha has really recovered, though. This Phoenix had such a rough laning phase. He's got the Hand of Midas and already another 1,200 gold.
Oh, Puppey goes in for a DD run here. Now turns back towards no one. He knows he needs to get the stun off. Will that keep him alive? Those questions. Nisha will come for the backup. So nice play from Puppey. Does not panic and simply die by trying to walk away.
Knowing his limits on the Ogre. Ramsey's going for the Lincoln Sphere. Actually just got enough gold for the recipe.
Oh man, this is such a good Shiva's game for Pasha too. This looks incredible with how much gold he's getting. We'll eventually finally go back to those Tranquil Boots though without that Midas, but another
Rolling
crash.
Thunder.
Doesn't connect there.
Breaks the smoke from Roger. Zai going in pretty deep. Pretty isolated right now. Needs to be careful as in the back line. Roger finds 2 with a stomp. Puppey the one that's going to be in trouble. Zai's already gone down. The poison touch will hit the Ogre.
Man, Roger, he even gets the tower. 2 heroes in the midst of it, and that forces a buyback on Puppey. He wants to save this tier 3 from the harass here.
He'll be successful in that endeavor. Now a 5-figure lead for VP as they continue to rack up the kills. Some vision control also going the way of Solo. This Centaur has had such an impact, though. Roger, 1-5-4. You don't see it in the KDA, but some key stomps, and now with that Blink Dagger, he does feel like a core after all.
Yeah, he is very mobile heroes on his team. Like, having the Stampede is so sick just for initiating the rest of your teammates. Because you can buy this Blink first, and the naked Blink is obviously kind of scary on a core Centaur, but when you have these other heroes that are farming so well, you just Stampede them in to join up with you when you go maybe a little bit too deep, but also the mobility of the waveform, the general move speed of a Pugna. It's been working out very well for them so far. And they just want to close out these last two tier 2s. Just such a simple task for a Pugna when you have this big lead. And you're looking for these turnaround plays from Team Secret. They're just not that easy to execute. It pretty much comes down to just Zai. And he's gone for this slightly greedier build of opting for that first Javelin, so he's got the damage and increase his farm speed. But he needs that Blink Dagger to take these big fights.
Mid one could be in trouble. Force Staff just delivered, but Roger still connects with the stun and the damage. Gets off a defensive Astral. That'll buy him some time. Support on the way as Roger uses a defensive Stampede. Rolling Thunder from Zai on the other side. Looks like the Centaur gets left behind. Stolen Stampede from the Rubik. They give him a taste of his own medicine, but Zai, he gets destroyed. Mid one also falls to Roger. 3 down on Secret.
He's in the middle of 3 heroes, and he still finds mid one in the back lines.
This Centaur is just too big to deal with. 1700 HP. They straight up did not have the damage.
That's an absolutely unbelievable play right now. And that's going to put them right in this tier 2 in the mid lane. This Pugna, just these heroes that can accelerate your lead, they are the heroes that are really killing at the major. This Arc Warden, well, he certainly hasn't looked like a lot of his friends in this tournament.
No, and right now he is the saving grace for Secret. He's still got an okay amount of farm, but everyone else in absolute poverty mode. OD not doing much damage. And even though the net worth on Arc Warden looks good, a lot of it's invested in that hand of Midas. His right clicks still don't hurt that much.
No, and then you kind of wonder who's going to win these mid-game fights for you. And again, you have to look towards Zai, but he's just so poor.
Tier 2 up top falls. That's the last of the outer towers for Team Secret. They have not killed a single tower themselves.
And it doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon. I mean, they've barely done like 300 structure damage at this point. Even a Hood now picked up here too. It looks like for our Centaur War Runner. So they're just getting beefier. And they'll head right into the pit once again. Well, I mean, Secret know this story all too well. That Morph can take it very quickly, even without a lot of your minus armor options.
Certainly does not feel risky for Virtus.pro. You get all the map objectives. Now you take the Roche. Get that second life on your Morphling, who's also got the Lincolns and another ultimate orb on top of that. Ramses is feeling very good right now. Also, the Dagon is up on no one.
Yeah, you think about how you get back into this game too, and it's like they overextend from Virtus.pro. But a Pugna is one of the best heroes to stop you from overextending. You can play so cautiously. You force the initiation from the side of Team Secret. And again, that has to be Zai. It has to be the Blink Dagger. And they're trying to give him this space in the bottom lane to make for it. But it's still a ways away.
BP with the right idea, though. They're going to keep this a high-octane game. They know how big their lead is, and they want to continue to put on pressure. Pugna from the low ground, spamming out the Nether Blast. Even a Siege Creep here. He'll keep it alive with the Decrep. That's cute. So hard to deal with this damage. It's already at half HP on the tower.
I think they needed Zai cutting waves here, too. That was pretty much their only hope. And he didn't grab this one, so no stopping them.
Ramsey's able to play very forward here. The tier 3 just about to fall, and down it goes. That'll open up shrines, and now sure damage onto the ranged barracks. Defensive waveform back. Secret also playing this very cautiously here. Smoke wraparound potential. Puppey gets revealed, goes for the stun onto Pasha. Rolling Thunder from Zai.
It's so slow.
They just can't find the initiation, and now the other way, Yapzor gets jumped on. Roger takes some damage, but Secret are all feeling low as Puppey gets isolated outside of the base. Pasha does not get off the Supernova, but Ramses jumps in, finds the Arc Warden, turns into the Ogre, and gets hungry for more. Mid one gets off the Sanity's Eclipse before he falls, but it just tickles. It's not enough as a triple kill for Ramses is secured, and now the exposed barracks take heavy damage.
Yeah, he's just not quite bright enough in this one. Ramses toying with them. Trying to get off maybe another Bloodlust or something there, but a little low. Still has his Aegis.
Still has the Aegis indeed. He jumps forward, maybe happy to throw his life away, but Solo's got his back with the heals. Puppey's bought back, he's gotten into the fray.
Trying to use this clone to push them back, but everyone, they're still up. I mean, they lose their Phoenix, but no one just keeps throwing out blasts.
Secret do manage to hang on to this melee barracks. VP running low on resources. Ramsey's not going to throw the Aegis away yet.
If Pasha was still alive, they could just kind of earn up and go back for this. But with him being down, it will likely force them back here. So they won't be too successful there on that melee racks, but they've got plenty of items to go for now with the tier 3 being down, gold flowing into the coffers.
Yeah. Puppy actually didn't buy back there. His was still on cooldown from the previous buyback, but OD and Arc Warden did indeed deploy theirs, as now we see the 98% win probability.
Now 3%, that did happen. I think we had a 1% earlier in the tournament, so yeah, 2. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I think it is in this game. I don't see the heroes that can make it happen, but
it definitely feels like it's in the hands of Virtus.pro to throw right now. Secret just desperately trying to find any semblance of farm.
It's a spooky daggone.
No one. He's going to pop forward. The Force Staff saves the OD. I mean, when your OD is going Force Staff Glimmer Cape, you know you're in big trouble.
Yeah, that is a fair point. I think the Shiva's guy too, if they can just get that on Pasha, it just feels absolutely brutal this game.
He's got the gold for it.
Arc Warden, OD, they just can't stand that at him, especially when you're up in their face and you're getting that egg off too.
Well, the assault continues. A minute and a half until the Aegis is reclaimed, and now a full Eye of Scotty completed on Ramses. No glyph, but the magnetic field will slow down the siege. Again, Secret looking for a creative angle to try to initiate. Ramses, he turns into the Arc Warden. It's Arc Warden on Arc Warden action, but one of them's going to come back to life if he falls. Or he'll just morph back to full HP. That works too.
And now with the Sunray too, keeping him up and going. Trying to land that damage. He's going to have to get into that bubble if he wants to hit him. But
Stampede.
He's in there.
They're going to jump in. They want Nisha. They'll bring him low, but he's still standing.
Look at that egg right on top of his face, and down he goes.
Beautifully done by Pasha. 2 dead for Secret. No buybacks. The Supernova secures the stun onto Pangolier, and that's now 3 in the grave.
Yeah, Zai took a wrong turn.
GG from Secret as VP dominate game number 2. 24-minute victory. Never a moment when Secret had control of this game, Trent.
Finally, the greed of the Arc Warden is punished. All it took was 5 counter picks to get an answer. Virtus.pro, excellent choice in the last pick of the Pugna. I feel like that just set the entire pace for that match, and they were never slowed down.
Absolutely. No doubt in my mind that that was the perfect pick, and I think no one feels confident as well. 8-0 and 12 on that mid laner, doing so much damage, both the heroes and structures. It just felt like Secret never had a chance.
Not only that, but he absolutely dominated the laning phase too. Yeah. Like no one came out there completely firing, which is so important on Pugna because the second he took that tier 1 of the mid lane, he instantly moved to the safe lane. Took that. He's forcing all these heroes down there from Secret, and you saw just how poor everyone was. That first big fight where it really looked like Secret could turn it around. Zai's level 5. No opportunities
Brutal
whatsoever.
game for Zai.
Very
0-6-2. Uncharacteristic performance there, but hey, we've got a panel to break it down for us. Let's see what they think.
Yes, thank you very much, gents. Plenty to talk about after game 2. We're all tied up at 1-1. It's exactly what we wanted from the upper bracket. Final, we get our 3 games against Secret and Virtus.pro. Gents, as I said, lots to talk about. Where do you want to start? I mean, we should start about the fact that was a 19k gold win after 24 minutes. But really, 24 minutes, it was like 10 minutes too long. Because Virtus.pro never looked like they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, it was kind of one in the lane stage. This is what VP will sometimes do where they just win 3 lanes and win Dota. I think some of the belief in Secret was that, you know, this is a team that has had these bad lanes, bad starts. Right. You know, mid ones played Kunkka mid against Huskers, lost the lane, but then they come back. They have this great mid game, but they were just too far behind.
Yeah, I mean, they were
fantastic
this time around.
Yeah. No, the difference here too, right, is like mid one is playing Outworld Devourer.
Yes.
And that hero, you saw him, like he ran down to the Morphling, and then he like looked at him, and then he ran away.
Yes.
So that's the difference too. Also,
the Pango.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys believed in Secret.
Pango.
I wasn't sure about the OD, honestly. That hero didn't work out as well, but you know, this is how you counter Arc Warden. You know, where is Arc Warden the strongest? Late game. Don't let it go late game.
Right.
Counter.
Kill it off before he can get there. I mean, Palodo, you've spent, I think, 5 days telling me all you've got to do is get on top of it, destroy its lane, and it can't do anything, and then just shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good example of it.
I guess so. I mean, it also comes down to, I actually think this safe lane Morphling is something teams should want to pick Morphling versus Secrets, how I feel. How they play with Sai in the offlane, like they try to pull a bit of creeps and then they kind of leave him there. Doing that versus Morphling is like, that hero just goes out of control.
Yeah, and against the Dazzle, just ruining that pull as well.
Exactly.
So hard, so...
Oh, it was such a miserable Pango game, wasn't it? Oh man! I mean, if you there isn't. I mean, fantastic player. We know he's a great player, world-class player, but you can't give him a Pango in this kind of game like that and expect him to have some fun.
I think if you're not versing a Morphling and you're not versing a Dazzle, so you're versing this carry that has to last hit under tower while you pull waves. Sure, a Pango can work, but that was not the case. This was not a Pango game.
I mean, what was it? 7 CS to 33, I think, at one point.
It was crazy.
And also the Morphling has like 25 denies, right? So
yeah,
we're not getting a lot down here.
No, really rough game for him and also for Secret as well. And as we said earlier, I mean, even at this point, we're looking at 7k up 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
We talked about before the fact that Secret don't like crossing the river before 20 minutes. They want to play in their lanes. They weren't allowed to do that this time around. Is that the key to beating them, perhaps?
I mean, anytime you can win 3 lanes, right? That's usually because they couldn't even protect like the safest area on the map, like their what do you call it? The trifecta there with the 3 camps.
by the ancients.
Yeah.
With the right side.
And like that's usually what they do. Like they had one fight where they kind of tried to, but the level 5 Pango comes in and there's nothing they can do.
And they just pick very greedy on the Secret side. Like Odie is, I don't think he's that good of a laner, especially not this game. And Orc Warden is kind of good sometimes. Some games he's really good, like especially if you can gank his lane or something. But he is pretty weak in his lane. So, and we saw bottom was just a stomp. So
I mean, with all that said, Nisha still had reasonable farm.
Yeah,
like he still almost kept up with Virtus.pro as well.
That hero, you get the Neko on your farm a lot, but that hero, you need your team to do well, like especially mid game, because you just want to farm that time, get the double Midas. You're not that strong to fight, so you just want to go super late game. And his teammates were just getting crushed, so it's a really hard Orc Warden, and he got solo killed a few times against like no one killing him and so on. So it's a hard game.
We talked about Virtus.pro having some headaches and having some things to talk about during the break. It's flipped over now. Secret have got those same sort of headaches. I know they've got a much deeper pool than just the Arc Warden. They're not just an Arc Warden team, fortunately for them, but it's given them something to think about, isn't it?
I don't think they have to like completely lose faith in Arc Warden. I think they drafted themselves into the corner themselves, and it wasn't with the first pick Arc Warden. It was with the Pango pick. It was with the OD. Yeah. You look at how mid one enables Nisha to free farm. It's normally because he's on this hero that doesn't have to have the best lane, but can rotate around. We've seen him on Monkey King. We've seen him on Kunkka. These heroes that get these key levels and then start moving around the map. OD, that's a hero that wants to farm as well. He doesn't gank, he doesn't roam like those other heroes that mid one plays like to do.
Personally speaking, gents, I'm quite happy that we saw an OD Pango game, because it means we get game 3.
You're right about that.
Yeah. So that's at least one bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you want the upper bracket final to be competitive, and you want it to be, I know it hasn't been the classic that perhaps we were wanting in terms of going at each other, but it was never going to be that kind of game, was it? So that's fine. It's 1-1. It's been very strategical. Game 3?
It's been a battle of the drafters. Like game 1, VP had this idea of how to play against Secret Morphling, didn't work. Game 2, Secret had an idea of how to make this Arc Warden work that VP were like one step ahead of, so it seems like it really is a battle of drafters.
Yeah. No, I think the only problem for Secret there is, you said it right, like the OD pick, because this is how they always play with Sai, and they have won games even when it's looked this bad. Yeah. It's just they just need, like in that game, they just need mid one to be on a tiny, anything with a stun that can do something, tiny or Kunkka probably, and they'll do way better than that.
Okay, thanks, gents. Intriguing. 1-1, very strategical, very draft-based so far. What we're going to see in game number 3, because that's where we're going to decide things, and that will also decide whether it's Virtus.pro or Team Secret that go to the grand final. We'll see you shortly.